good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and happy new year. Happy, happy new year. Happy new year to all of you. As you join, let's share the show, please. Happy new year. It's good to see it's good to see all of you in the new year. As you join us, let us know where you're following us from. We'll be bringing members of the team from Liberia on. Members of the team will be joining us from Liberia. But let's share the show, please, as you join us. Happy New Year. It feels good to be back. Happy New Year. Happy, gigantic, humongous, big um, New Year. Happy New Year, folks. Let's share the show as you join us. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for all of your support, your prayers. Happy New Year. It feels really good to be back. Happy New Year. You got me shy now. You got me shy. Members of the team will be joining us. Members of the team will be joining us here. So let's share the show, please. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Please and please, let's share the show. Happy New Year to all of you. Let us know where you're following us from. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's share the show, please and please. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's share the show. Please, let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Let us know where you're following us from as you join us. Happy New Year, please. Let us know where you're joining us from. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Today will be a little quiet. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's share the show, please. It feels really, really, really good to be back on. Let's share the show. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year. Today we try our best, as best as we can, not to be political. Happy New Year. I'll stay away from politics today. I will do my best to stay away from politics. But it feels good to be back. Let's share the show. Happy New Year. I am very, very excited to be alive. I will give you some of the things I heard. I don't want to be political, but I will give you some of the things I heard. I will give you some of the things I heard. We're in a new year, and I heard a lot of things happened last year. A lot. So we'll get started from there. From some of the things that happened last year. Some of them sounds good. Some sound really, 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 really weird. But let's share the show, please. Tell us where you're watching us from. We'll be recognizing you here in a second. Those of you that are sharing the show, thank you. Those of you that are helping us to share the word, thank you. We appreciate you. We do. We appreciate you. Happy New Year to you. We'll be recognizing you as you write. Just give me a second. I'll be right with you. We will. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Let's share the show, though. Let's share the show, please. I'd like to wish my friend and brother, Lofa Julius, a happy birthday. Today, a lot of things going on. Today, Lofa's birthday. Lofa Julius, happy birthday, bro. You already know. I don't have to say much. You already know. You already know. It feels really, really good being back. Yeah, today my boy Lofa birthday. Lofa, happy birthday, bro. You gotta go tell how old you turn. You getting old right, my piggy. My piggy Lofa Julia getting old right, but I just looking at him talking away. Lofa Julia, you know, can tell the poor what's going on. You know, can tell people what's going on my picking. So you getting I hear say you fighting to catch up with me, yeah. Picking you brave, oh. You want to catch up with a veteran? Yeah, my picking lover chasing me. He want read my age. Yeah, he want read my age, but that boy is there together. You're not ready yet. The whole day 2024, he will put his head together. Yeah, then he will read my age. But that's really should. Lover picking, you will make it bigly. You will make it bigly, my picking. You will make it. You will make it from the local things. I know loving your album, but you will make it. I won't buy. I already know you will make it. You just need to behave at all. You just need to behave and be dropping my small thing in. To tell me my tea monitor so I can buy tea. That problem we got to fight behind close to that. The problem there with you, love at Julius. Yeah, so I got to come here and expose you on your birthday before you put yourself together. The last time you say my thing, that time we're in Minnesota, me and you. And if you attempt to lie, we'll post a picture. Happy birthday, bro. I want to wish Lova Julia happy birthday. You know, Lova Julia, we go way back. My boy. We go way back. Way back. Lova, man, happy birthday, bro. Happy New Year. Let's share the show. You know what? Let me start recognizing some of you because I was doing something, but at least I think I got some of it done. Let's recognize some of you real quick here. Happy New Year. It feels good to be back. Not 100%, but it feels good to be back. You know what's interesting? I saw I think one or two messages. You know, instead of wishing me speedy recovery, and they said, and you talking about Joseph Baga Health, or the AI can be talking about Joseph Baga Health, and you know already that Joseph Baga God see you. And I just laugh. I said, okay, no problem. Thank God Joseph Baga get go. And we won't get there. No problem. Oh, wahala. And I just told the person, I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a wonderful new year. But that's not important. People will choose what they want to do. People will say what they want to say. I think we've grown past those petty comments and those funny sayings from funny people. You know, we've matured. But these things are not personal. So we've grown. We don't have time for, you know, people have the right to their opinions and their views. They do. So we respect that and we wish everyone well. But in the same token, we just want the public to be informed that will not stop us from saying the truth. If the same scenario that was repeated by the Unity Party and Joseph Boaga is repeated, and we have the information, we will discuss it. Yeah. We'll discuss it. We're not going to do secret. We're not going to go behind the hall and talk about it. We will discuss it. Yeah. So, that being said, every one of you, everyone has been unblocked. So you're more than welcome to come again and choose your path. This 2024. You want to be civil, you want to disagree, you know, vote of insults, disrespect because you're hiding behind different name because you want cost, or your role or the way people see you in community or in the society. So you decide you create a fake page to come and cost. We'll carry to the play what the costing people they can be yet. Who will? You won't come and disagree and challenge us on the issue? We'll respect that. You be here. There will be no issue. You will not be blocked. And nothing will happen. But as soon as you take the cursing and personal and attack and trouble and the other thing, will send you to go sit down somewhere where to put them and be here. Y'all know they show them what they can cost for. I don't know where they can carry the cost for. They can cost here. We told you from day one. That rule will not change. You want cost, they play where they can cost. Y'all know those show them that they play where they can go. You can cost each other there. It's acceptable there. Those places you can enjoy yourself there. You get your freedom to cost there. Yeah. They're not costing place. Because important people, good people, intelligent people, mature people, wise people, religious people can follow this show. And responsible people can follow this show. So we're not permitted to can cost. No. On your show then where you can cost. Your funny show then. You're good there. We beg you. So the new year, let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's look forward to the new government in 3 weeks from today, which will be the 22nd. Let them come into office and let's move forward. And while we are moving forward, we'll still be holding the government feet to fire as the need arises. Will be fair, but the cursing and the disrespect, it will not stop. Just disagree with all, openly say I disagree with the war. If you're not even able to spell disagree, try. We will understand what you wanted to say. The English been here and all foreign language. Don't see all that they will not know it. Yeah, and you can call it Queen's language. Anything you read, we accept it. But when you read the cursing one, and the one will not accept now. And I want I play what will fall apart. So big you. The one will not move you from jail. The one will pardon some of you. The one SKTV pardon some of you. And you're starting new. Please don't spoil the new year. And we're not start because we're not starting a year for you. We're not starting a year over for you. In January 1st, we're not starting from Washington. No, we feel no Washington. January 1st today, we move on. So if you want to move on, join us. If you want misbehave, then we'll send you back to the place you were because maybe some of you belong in jail. And we'll send you to SKTV jail. And this time, you know what we'll do? This time now, let me tell you, and when the more ready to end, I will try my best to remember. All of you who are in jail will call your name here to show you that you're prisoner, that the people who can misbehave. Yep, the noise maker. You will be calling your name. If you're in prison, we'll call your name. So your fellow there can see you on Facebook commenting and know say when you come in public, you don't know how to behave. If you somebody power or you somebody man, so your children can hear on radio too that you can behave yourself in public. We will do that here. When you move on there, you put your leg together. That means when you can't more, so when you go, don't tell your children to behave because you yourself, you don't know how to carry yourself. You can't behave yourself. Like what we'll do for you the new year. So you better not be put out of school because SKTV, we left now the high school level, we left the college level, we are on university level, the 2024. And then university level we're on. Some of you will graduate, some of you will fail, and some of you will move from university. Yeah, you all will go to high school. The player can cause money at a high school there. The player can be causing each other that still high school there because our children can behave that way. Grown people can express themselves with maturity. So the new year message I giving you there. The new year message I giving you there, you call your friend and you tell them, you spread the news to them. We're not taking no prisoner. We will send you back to jail. We'll move from your school. You don't belong in the public. And when we move from your school, the good thing, we'll announce to the public that when you come in public, you don't know how to behave yourself. We'll tell your children on the radio that your pa and your man don't know how to behave themselves. They can be misbehaving when they come in public. We'll do that one. Yeah, so your children can know. So when they go to school and they get in trouble, they might know say, dog can bone cat. Dog can bone dog. Because you can misbehave, so your children misbehaving too. So don't tell them say they might not misbehave in school. Just shut up and all of you can misbehave. You got a family that can misbehave. Your product too misbehaving. We'll take it to the next level this year. When you're more on that, you'll put yourself together. But anyway, let's get to recognizing some of you. I'm giving you the code and the announcement already. We got the 2024. It will be rough. Anyway, it feels good to be back. But those of you who have been well behaved, some of you, we are proud of you. You are not only supportive, but you are well-mannered. You're well-behaved. It speaks of your family. It speaks of your family roots. It speaks of your generation. Those of you who don't give money for people to cause people mind, cause people power. Those of you who don't give money to people for people to insult people to make play with them. Kudos to you. You are the real heroes. In fact, take pride of yourself when you go home. When you're trying to wake up, when you're finished eating your New Year food and today before you sleep, tell your children that you are a good parent. And tell them one of the reasons you know you are a good parent, you never give anybody money to cost anybody or to make play with anybody. You never give anybody money to insult another woman or to dishonor another woman. You don't do that. You're a good parent. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. And in fact, you're a good Christian. If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, you're a good Muslim. Yes. If you're not Christian, you're not Muslim, you just passing around, you don't know what's going on, or you Christmas, you good Christmas, or you good somebody that you good him up in that just passing around. Yeah. If you not get your life to God yet, you good human being. Now, not get your life to God yet, but you still good human being. You're a good vessel. Let me put it that way. All the one who can work the high-end money and take it and give it to somebody else to go cost, those one they're bullies and they're punks. I don't want to say it. Because they don't know how to address issues. They got to pay somebody else to come cost for them or to come insult another person or denigrate another woman or denigrate another man. Yes, I said it this New Year. So that the message I wanted to bring to you quick before we get into recognizing some of you. And some of you have been very, very, very good. Thank you. Keep on that path. It goes a long way. God will bless you. God will bless your children. Some of the things that you're doing today, it will come back to your children. If you can pay money for somebody else to disrespect other people, cost them, and you think right now, oh, nobody can touch you, and you big girl, you get shot more, you get there, you get that, it's okay. And you get children. One thing I know about their life, that's it will go like that. Tell like that. Either your children will pay for it because somebody will say, oh, that your man there, that your man that used to be on Facebook misbehaving, cursing people, destroying people's marriages, destroying people's relationships, calling people name in a funny thing. You don't see yourself. And then your children or your children will have to pay for it because when they call your name somewhere, serious minded people will say, we don't want to be associated with that. No, we don't want that around here. That girl who her man, when they used to take Facebook by in a day. Yo, you remember that woman who went lie on that man? You remember that woman who they tell the woman, hospital story? Our daughter there? Me and Nola Brempo, they can hold thing. Our daughter? Okay. The man give her that job. Don't say nothing about her. Those people then they get problem. Huh? You supposed to see that girl money. Why she used to out on Facebook? So keep on, yeah? Keep on in your foolery, in your misery. Please keep on. Today I'm trying as much as I can not to be political. And I will try not to be political. I will attempt not to be political. But at some point we'll have to get into the politics. Happy New Year though. Feels good to be back. Thank you so much, folks, for your support. Thanks to SKTV, thanks to the team, thanks to the management, the leadership, thanks to everyone. Thanks to some of our friends who decided to unfriend Black, never call, never talk to us because we stood up for what was right. Thanks to them as well. They make our page one less of a person that we can accept a new person in our life or on our page in 2023 and 2024. I mean, so as you are sending your friend requests 2024, let me say it. Let me be clear. Don't send no friend request. When someone a car door open, I'm not, or the car closed, I'm not going to check in the car to know who you are. Don't do that. You send it, you'll be there you'll be there till Jesus comes. We're not joking around. If you send a friend request, and maybe you only get one mutual friend, you're not serious for life. You are not serious for life. Go look for different people. Go look for your age, meet them. Go play with your age, meet them. Don't come around here. We're not going to do that. Go look for your equal there. Maybe we're not equal. You only get one mutual friend. And the one mutual friend, and I even know that one mutual friend, go look for your playmates. We're not playing, and I'm playing into, I'm not doing Mama Papa play. In 2024, we now know we've passed those level then long time ago. That back in 2009, 2008, then we used to fool around. We're not fooling around with big boys and big girls. And yeah, and don't come in my inbox and say, "Oh, I send you friend request, you now approve my friend request." Like you send me friend request, and I ask you to send me friend request. I will take my own time to decide if I will accept it or not. If you remove your friend request. I'm laying the rules down for 2024 because 2024 we move. And I'm here for 2 months something. 2024, I'm creating a different Facebook page. The Mose will be there. But I will have my professional page. JEA. On that page, there will be nothing political. It will be strictly professional. What I do in my profession. You want consultancy, you get question, you get this, you get that. You come there. You bring anything political, I will block you. You write anything political there, I will block you. You say anything political, I will block you. You come there, you want to joke that professional page. I am not on that page. I'm not your Mose. The page will not be called Mose. I will announce the name of the page here in the next few days. It's a professional page. You will respect it and you will follow the rules on that page. You attempt. I don't care. You can be known. You can have. You can say, "Oh, I know him since he was in your mother's womb." You attempt to cross line on that page or to test me because I know that people you let it test people. You attempt to test me on that page, I will test you too because I will block you. Yeah. You and me and nobody will exchange back and forth. It will be purely, solely professionalism. That's it. You want to talk politics, you come on Mose page. We talk politics there. We talk labyrinthine in there. You want to talk business. You want to talk professionalism. You want to talk what I do for a living. You want to talk what I do as a career man. You go there. You address it there. You bring your political renting. You got to know some of you got no chills. And I can say I got no chill. I got balance too. If you want to be chill, we'll be chill. You want to get rough, we'll get rough. That's the good thing about me. I can go either way. So I'm saying it to the public. Please, I'll be creating a page. Don't get comfortable with me on that page. Don't cross line. If you don't want to be friend with me on that page, that's absolutely fine. And I'm sending you friend requests, and I'm asking you, and I'm begging you. I will tell you my page is there. You won't go be friend there, that's fine. You want kind of look at what I do there, you can kind of look at what I do there. You won't like it, you like it. You won't like it, you pass. You put angry face on that page, you'll be black for putting angry face there. So the page will help you to put your own life in structure in, because I will be strict on that page. Very, you think I'm straight on the issue? Because I will be dealing with people from different parts of the world on that page. So I have to be very, very serious. And we have to be serious. But I just want to make those quick announcements. I want to make those small announcements from a personal standpoint. Before we get into the program, I know Sekou will be joining us. Today, we really want to appreciate you. We really, really do want to appreciate you. Many of you, thank you for your support over the years. It's been great. It's been great. Next year, I will do some, under my page, I will also do some consultancy work. You'll probably get to see what I do a part of this whole Facebook labyrinth politics. We do a lot of different things. To be very honest. We do a lot of different things, so we'll get you on there. So we announce the page to you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's good to be back. You know, my man Johnson with Collie, who supported Joseph Yuma Braga in the election from Moima community, said, and I want to borrow his words here today. Johnson with Collie from Moima community in Lofa County says he's bounced back. So I am a bounce back myself. Happy New Year. Let's quickly get into greeting you here. I know we have in the back end, we have one of our team members, Gibson. We'll be bringing Gibson on very shortly to join us from Liberia to just give us updates. But let's recognize some of you really quick. Let's hear from Gibson real quick. Hey, Gibson, how are you?
Yes, Steve, I'm okay. How yourself? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my man. My man, they won New Year now. So what are we eating now? We get y'all get new all get new president now, and the president in the country just looking shiny. So what we eating, brother?
Well, yes, you get it right. The country looking shiny and everything. But again, we still got the old president sit there on thing and say goodbye on the 22nd. We still get the same man in power. Though I was at the men service last night, the wash night, and and they start preaching a year at the Fokukon Starlight Ministry. So yes, the country is okay. I've been able to have a very good time with family members, and that's the best thing we did because
Okay,
seeing this day is not something we can pay for.
sure.
It's not a right. It's not even a privilege. It's something that it is an opportunity that's been granted to us by God. So we have to be more thankful to Him. Just imagine last night coming home, another person took an accident and just left on the spot. We went to, thank God, thank you for the day, and unfortunately, he just entered a new year and he passed off. So like, we're not better than them. It's a pleasure to be alive.
Okay, well that's good, my man. That's true. It's a pleasure to be alive. It's an honor, praises to God. But my man, before we get to the message from Funky Clone, let me because it seems like you are jumping over the question. It's, yeah,
so
yeah, because the
so
whole thing is jumping on to 20 seconds only. What are we eating, brother? Try to ask people will be eating one dog and dry. Leave that 20-second conversation. What is today
but
here?
honestly, I'm crying by trap. So yes, my friend prepared a very good palm butter with Belarus and country chicken. You know, I crave for it today, and she came through.
So wait, they other friend yet? They kind of friend and me, are they friend, your friend, and that she put it together. Hey, Lord. So 2024 started with friend. Hey, Lord. Lord, yeah, we will not get
Yeah,
friend ourselves. Yeah.
yeah. So, it's good. I ate the palm butter today.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
so, so,
I wish,
wow.
I wish, I wish, I wish they can do same way of it. I've sent some of it, but for
Wow.
unfortunately, no same way for it.
My man, let understand the French on here because they tear now. So the one who looking at it now tomorrow, we get friend, you think they can put that thing together for all too?
Oh yes,
Ah.
they can do more. They can really do more than that.
Folks are either they 2024 and I getting poison with them, okay, no. Yeah, but my man Gibson, on some serious note, I'm trying not to get into politics, but again, we can't do without this, right? Let me put this question to you. What do you make of the president's sermon? What would you say? What do you make of the president's sermon? I think this will be his last sermon as president for the next 6 years. What do you make of it? What do you think the president is saying?
Well, the president, I actually spoke of one of the key things that I got from his sermon is unity because he told the congregation that the election has passed and it is time to reconcile the country, and reconciliation is the hallmark. And he said people are still thinking that we are still in campaign time. And he urged Liberians as a sitting president who will be turning over power on the 22nd of January this month,
Mhm.
and said it is prudent that Liberians come together as one instead of still thinking that we are still in August of last year to September to October in a campaign period. He said election has passed, he's congratulated the president led, he's done everything, but it is time that Liberians can come together and say yes, campaign passed. Joseph Boakai won the election. George Weah lost the election, conceded defeat. It is about time that the countries come together. He also noted that the election has broken so many relationships because there were people who were so very close because of their difference or their differences in the political arena. They didn't have a good term till the 2024. So he said even him as a president, he had good friends in the Unity Party or in the opposition because of the election. The elections has broken so many of these relationships. So it is a time now that those relationships that have been broken during the election time can be, rejuvenated, can come back and, like before, because it's now 6 years. The president led have already been certificated by the National Elections Commission. You'll be inaugurated at the Capitol building on the 22nd of January. So the
Mhm.
president, all this summer was solely about unity and the forward march of this country. One thing that I really admire the president for last night, I'm sorry, I'm not doing PR for the president, but I think sometimes it's good when we should acknowledge if people, do something that is very in line with the forward march of our country. The president said, like continuously, he said he could have done what people wanted him to do, but because of the love of country, because of what he believed that the country is the best interest and should be paramount, he believed that he put the country's interest first and didn't listen to people who wanted him to have gone the extra mile or who wanted him to have gone the other way around for what he didn't do.
Mhm.
So that was the key point. Yes, we consider defeat. Now it's time that when we turn over power, the other people will come to do their work. And those who are still in power, the question the president caution was to them was before we leave power, thank God the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission have had an exit asset declaration. So every one of us will do our exit asset, and so don't do something contrary to put the government and coming in power in dilemma. He spoke about that as well. So yes, the president's summary last night was just solely about unification, and because of that, he said that's how they named the RAF of the Unification Sports Park in the PHP area that was sponsored by the people and the government of the United Arab Emirates, and
Mhm.
co-sponsored as well by the government of Liberia. That's how the name came about. That unity is strength, and if every one of us as Liberians can come together as one people, we can move the country forward. That's what the president said. The whole message about unity, and that's why. Because I went there, Steve. Remember, I went there on Sunday. I
Mhm.
thought the president could have preached on Sunday, but very quite unfortunately, he didn't preach. So I have to go back there last night as well to listen because I believe the president will have said a lot because that was his last message for the year as a president and as a preacher for the for the church.
Okay. All right. That sounds very, 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 very interesting from the
Mm,
president, um, the outgoing president, President George Manuel Weah. While you are here, really quick, we recognize just one or two people quickly, and then we'll continue on with the program while you're getting situated. The voice of
okay.
Gibson from Liberia. We'll get back with Gibson to give us updates on the country, where the country is today, the atmosphere, and so forth, the New Year spirit. Some all miss the New Year celebration back when we were much younger. Telling them now when I press our New Year clothes, we pass them from community to community. Or we get our New Year dinner, we're going to we set to go to the video club. Where
Oh
our New Year,
yes. Oh, yes.
yeah, we're going to either set to go watch Ramo show to the video club. We get our New Year gone and then hall, when I play, then I go ahead, we finish eating, passing around on a B-board and carrying dust behind. Sometimes car drop off. So you know, different New Year spirit and different thing, and you know, we miss all those small things, my people. So you always celebrating the New Year now, big boy and big girl with red cup. When I get problem,
Yeah.
yeah,
Even here, people right now, even the kids no longer now want to the water company now. They won't
yeah,
go to the park. They won't go to
imagine,
the pool. They won't go to the beach. They want
yeah,
ice
imagine
cream.
getting
They want
Frank
pizza.
coat, getting Frank coat and butter with tabadu inside. You see on New Year Day. So that we looking at now. We probably just saying now on the show, yeah. Look at our face and looking at the day. I don't understand,
Yeah.
Gibson. But they were here, you know, life not fair, but we look at it. So quickly, Mama Kandaka, welcome to the show. Ellen, welcome to the show. Yata Burnett, welcome to the show. Yvonne, welcome to the show. Ernestine, welcome to the show. Melvin Shield, welcome to the show. Melvin's watching us from Europe. Uh, Paul Jala, welcome to the show. George Zayond, welcome to the show. Says watching us from Manchester, Pennsylvania. Okay, I've been there before. Very cool, quiet place. More suburban. Let me tell you about Manchester United. They've been beating NFL. They didn't ask no. So, but Paul, welcome to the show. Rebecca Gisu, welcome to the show. We said Jibe, we said welcome to the show. Patience Lofa Bay, welcome to the show. Uh, Yo, White, welcome to the show. Mercy Cephas, welcome to the show. Anita Queen, Connor, welcome to the show. Metro Kangra, welcome to the show. King Ashford, right, welcome to the show. Yeah, those are PP stakeholder. Then I need when we get into them now, we gotta make sure we be careful. Corinthians, now welcome to the show. Rice, welcome to the show. Rachel, welcome to the show. Nancy, welcome to the show. Rose, welcome to the show. Orita FE. Is that Yapa? Welcome to the show. Regina Wilson, welcome to the show. Joe Eddie, welcome to the show. Janji, welcome to the show. Willa, welcome to the show. Rieta, welcome to the show. Who is that? Manoa, welcome to the show. Daisy, welcome to the show. Life Fufana, welcome to the show. What that Manoa, welcome to the show. Franco Cisse, welcome to the show. Koke Tolo, welcome to the show. Magdalene, welcome to the show. Armstrong Colley, welcome to the show. Emma, welcome to the show. David G. Johnson, welcome to the show. Yasa, welcome to the show. Who's that? Vashti, welcome to the show. David, again, welcome to the show. Propo, welcome to the show. Rose, welcome to the show. Edda James C. Blight, welcome to the show. people on the show today. Letty Brooks Robert, welcome to the show. Zole, welcome to the show. God Favor Nadia Roberts, welcome to the show. Joseph Conto, welcome to the show, my brother. Happy New Year. Josephine Bao, welcome to the show. Felicia Gibson, welcome to the show. Sita, welcome to the show. Sita Chelsea P. Nurse, welcome to the show. Meda Dakina, welcome to the show. Solomon Na, welcome to the show. Daniel Dennis, welcome to the show. Joseph Kamara, welcome to the show. Kennedy, welcome to the show, Chief. So PP men showing faith today. I even see the PP women here. The PP manager Musa Sharif, welcome to the show. Alfred Bloody, welcome to the show. Yeah, let me keep my boy Monk. Monk, my man, happy New Year. What's up, bro?
Happy New Year, man. 2024.
My man, I don't understand you.
Going again.
Yeah, I don't understand you. The New Year, you looking like you enjoying, my man. I'm told that we're not on YouTube. I don't know how. I haven't checked it. Yeah, I will text Siku and see if he's available to please double check on it. I know we should be on YouTube. Let me see here. But my man, what's up, my man? How you look at the new year so far? What is your impression?
Well, today is the beginning of the new year, first day of the year. We can only be optimistic. There's nothing we can project. We hoping that things get better, especially for the country. We hope that they can get us on the right track after 6 years. I would say 6 wasted years, no matter what other people say. I believe the idea of a weird presidency in itself was a mistake anyway. So jeopardizing 6 years was just a waste of time. So we are hoping that the adults, the people who supposed to know every functions of government, will do better than Georgia because it's about time. It's not about the presidency, it's about the timing. You come from 12 years of Madam Salif to 6 years of Georgia, that's 18 years already. By the time Bwaka 6 year comes to an end, you're talking about 24 years of your life. That's no small time, that's more than a generation. So we can only be optimistic in as much as the challenges are there. We will hope and we will want to believe that the incoming administration will do far better than the guy that just left or that is about to leave the Oval Office in Liberia. That's our prayer.
Well, but then, Monk, the truth of the matter is, one will argue, if you say so, one will argue that this is not a spiritual thing. Let's look at the reality and the facts about this. That people are given responsibilities, and the expectation is they will live up to their expectations. And if we are making this now more like a spiritual thing, where we are spiritual, which spiritually we are wishing, I mean, then we might as well all our brain might as well just turn to Christian and start fasting and praying.
No, fasting and praying cannot get it done. I'm not trying to make the case for any spiritual implication. I'm just saying we will give them the benefit of the doubt because they're supposed to be the most experienced. They've been there before. They know all the loopholes. They understand things that work and things that doesn't. So we will want to give them the benefit of the doubt that, you know what, they're supposed to know better than Georgia because I know the challenges that are there. I don't expect anything fundamental to change. I said it yesterday. Maybe they could be a little bit better than Georgia because the one thing, if anybody's paying attention, Georgia government lied to people for the past 6 years that they increased revenue by almost 780 million, which only you got to be a special kind of an idiot to believe that in a struggling economy where people will struggle to meet payroll demand will tell you that they increased the revenue close to 780 million. And now they are telling you that the forecasted budget for 2024 fiscal year will be anywhere between $625 million. So they are telling you in less than few months or few days that $250 million evaporated from the economy. So Joseph Braga people, I just hope they know where they are walking into because it's going to get bumpy. But I'm just saying we will give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But I know the reality. So I'm not saying anything spiritual or telling them to pray or be Christian. I'm just giving them the raw facts and the reality. That just my take.
Okay. Well, folks, we're getting to the nitty gritty here, and we're getting to in Monk's assertion, especially regarding the money or the budget or so forth. We'll definitely get into it. We'll definitely get into it. But let's start off the conversation, folks, this morning. First of all, by like Monk say, Happy New Year again. Those of you who are just joining us, Happy New Year. Feels good to be back. Feels very, very good. Everyone was released. Everyone was pardoned, and you have rights to be on SKTV or SKTV Live or SKTV LIB. You do. Yeah, but what's also interesting is the fact that if you do what you did to make you to be in prison or out of school, you'll go right back. Just so we're clear. We're not taking any prisoner. We'll say you rep out where you belong. If you decide to not change your behavior, the consequences will not change. The outcomes will not change. It will still be the same. So please, for your own good, so that you are here, disagree with all respectfully. Disagree with all you want. Call liars. Say we're not truthful. That's not an insult. No. If you say, oh, they put lie, Monk lie, or SKTV that lie, or they can lie, or the deceptive, that's not insult. When you start putting man costs and the other PP costs and start using F words and so forth, then you got to go. You don't belong here. That means you are not emotionally intelligent enough to be amongst grown people. Say you want to behave like a kid, you can't express yourself without insulting, then we have to let you go. Okay? But I mean, you can use adjective to describe things. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. To be very honest, nothing wrong. But anyway, I just want to make sure I remind every one of us as we'll be getting to the program. Monk, a lot of things going on around the world. I'm not sure if you've been following. A lot of things are going on around the world, and things seem to be very, 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 very. I don't want to use the word rocky. I don't want to use the word shaky, but things seem to be going on very, very, very rocky and shaky in the. I don't know if it's the Middle East. Right now, as we speak, war has resumed fighting resumed in
Iraq and Yemen. With the Houthis rebel in the Red Sea. The whole war is a chaos now. If people paying attention, we are on the verge. Go ahead. You're saying something.
No, please finish up your thought.
No, the whole war is a chaos now, and we predicted this. We told people when leadership changed, the rest of the world watches America. They watch who entered the White House. They watch their policy, whether it's on immigration, whether it's about.
Mark, you're cutting out.
Hello?
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, you're cutting out.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, I say everything is going down south. Things standing for the worst geopolitically. You got Lindsey Graham and talking about hitting Iran. You talk about scrimmages in the Red Sea. You talk about Ukraine and Russia. Now it's not only Israel and Palestine. You're talking about the Houthis rebel. You're talking about Yemen. You're talking about part of Iraq that the U.S. military being hit. So we are on the verge of a global war. It's just a matter of when, from what people and analysts are saying. For me, I don't follow the mainstream media because I know everything is the total opposite of the truth. So look at my own sources, check to some expert website, people that know what's going on, and you get a whole different perspective. Even the politics that would be, I know 2024 in America will be a rocky year because you already see what's happening. People try to prevent one guy from running. They're going to state or how they call it, Secretary of State to removing of the ballot. Some people say you are pushing the.
So, Monk, the thing about it is, I want us to take this. Let's take this first of all. We'll come to the U.S., right?
Yeah.
We'll come to the U.S., but let's look at what's going on around the world because it's critically important that people be aware. Wars are emanating from these different countries that you listed, whether it's Iraq, whether it's Yemen, most recently Russia again attacked very seriously Ukraine. Israel is saying the expectation was they would have, closing the gap and this thing would have been over with. But Israel is saying this war will continue. Benjamin Netanyahu is saying that this war will continue up until in this year. So we don't know how far this might extend. We even thought the Ukraine war would have gone from 2021 or whatever it is, but it's been 2 years going on to 3 years. So what does that say from a geopolitical standpoint? What's happening?
It's about leadership. It's about policy. You see, you tell people the truth, and someone want to tell you, oh, it's conspiracy theory. You should go with the mainstream idea. We tell people, well, these things don't happen out of the blue sky. Everything is about policy. Everything is about top nation juggling for political or geopolitical supremacy, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, whether it's the United States. So they look at the president, they look at countries, they how they vote, they look at their policy, and they take advantage of it. When they believe that a weakling occupies the White House, that's when rogue nation will take advantage of that. They know who's in the White House, they know his policy, so they know when and where to hit. That's why the guy who left there told you, if our president, there is no way Russia are going to hit Ukraine. There is nothing now going to happen in the Middle East because we're making peace in those places. We went for the first time in 50 years. We crossed the demilitarized zone to bring peace between South Korea and North Korea for almost throughout the last 5 years. There was not a single ballistic missile that was fired from North Korea. But unfortunately, the people in the country, they thought otherwise, and they are getting the result. Whether it's on the economy, whether it's geopolitical, they can see the difference. And they know that he's going to lose. So what they are doing right now, go to the courts, go to states, bring up chaos. That's what it will be. It will be the repeat of 2020. That's what you see happening. It will be so chaotic, and they will press the button globally to get their agenda accomplished. That's what it is, bro. For me, I don't like to talk about this thing too much. I get real about it and just sit in the corner because if you understand what's going on, you can tell, you know exactly where it's leading to. You can just smell it and see it.
But does that automatically mean that we, as some pundits are saying, does that automatically mean that we're headed for a
World War III?
A World War III?
Yeah, that's what the vast majority of generals are saying. If you follow their exchange, and you know, one of the things people don't pay attention to when you want to listen to this guy, apart from their policy, just follow their pages on the Twitter. That's why you can see a lot of exchange. You see congressmen. You think it can only happen in Africa? No. You see congressmen going after each other on Twitter. You won't even believe it. The war of war, the exchange, and you will get more idea from following their digital footprint on this social media platform than you can even get from the news. You listen to men like Elon Musk. Elon Musk now want to become the next Jeff Bezos. He becoming more of a political. He talking about for the past 90 days, you have 760,000 illegal immigrants that have been encountered at the border. It's a how you call it? You call it a generational change, a geopolitical and demographic change that is happening in the country. And there's one party that is doing it for a reason. It's by design. So he's becoming the next Jeff Bezos. You know, Jeff Bezos started with Amazon, but now he's almost like a lobbyist. He owns the Washington Post. He's more into politics. It's the same thing that Elon Musk is doing now. When you get so many wealth, the next thing you want is power, and that's just how the game is.
Well, like I said, I'm trying my best to not, in as much that they're not mutually exclusive. I'm trying my best to not focus yet on the politics of the United States, because if we want to make competitive analysis, whether it's the Jeff Bezos or the Elon Musk, then we will also speak about how Donald Trump left the business and came to politics as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
We can also see the similar trend and pattern or whatever it is, because Donald Trump businessman started off with the breath of right, telling people that Barack Obama was never born to America, and paying people to go do research or whatever it is, right? Since he came back, he never took it back and apologized. He stuck with it and he left with it. We'll get to that. The reason I'm talking about all of these different wars or jumbo wars around the country that has been played, around the world that has been played, it has an economic impact.
Yes.
It has the ability to impact poorer countries or countries where donor funds should be received, like Liberia. Whether you like it or not, we're not proud to say this, but the truth of the matter is, all our big lawmakers, all the BB Carter, all the things that they do, to some extent, even the president, is based on donor funds. They go and borrow, come to impress our people back home. They borrow money for them to use to invest and generate income. No, they don't do that. What they do is they go and use that same money to step on our people, live lavishly, live bigly, travel to other countries and spend those monies. And guess what? We got to pay it back as a country. So the next government incurred all of those different things, right? We'll come to that. So I want to speak about the economic impact, right? Because if America, this morning I was listening to something that's very interesting. If America is pledging 60 billion or 61 billion for Ukraine and what the other guys need, and then to Ukraine, and Europe is pledging 50 billion. That's 110 billion, 111 billion. Where does that leave Liberia? You know what I mean? Where does that leave Liberia, right? So you see how we're not a focal point. Even in the Congress here, they're discussing people like Ukraine and Israel. We're not even discussed. So that means we haven't even been looked at. We have not been looked at. So now my question to you is, what are the chances of us even getting a couple of millions, to jumpstart the next government or so forth? How does this war impact us from an economic standpoint, or just from a basic food necessity price or everyday thing in the country? Does that mean I think we get high? What do you say? Because whether we like it or not, the trickle-down effect is going to be there. Mark, are you there?
I'm here.
What do you think about? Yeah, what do you think about the trickle-down effect? Because the war in Ukraine automatically sparked the food price up and gas price.
Ukraine. Look, brother. In as much as people want to play Ukraine down, Ukraine is not a small country. Ukraine was a heartbeat of the Soviet Union before the Soviet Union disintegrated. Ukraine technically it's a transportational pathway for gas to go to Europe. In Ukraine, they are very powerful when it comes to agriculture as well. So the global food supply and all being impacted, wheat and a lot of stuff come from Ukraine. They got a huge farmland. So Ukraine is no small country, and Ukraine has been a very strategic country, even to the West, because it's almost like the borderline between the West and the former Soviet Union. So if Ukraine is going to be impacted, we're seeing the global economy things, whether it's gasoline or oil supply from the Middle East or from Ukraine, you can tell. We are experiencing the worst inflation in 40 years in this country. The only reason you don't hear it on the TV too much is because the people that control the news, they got one of the guys there. That's just it. But they know that you go to the grocery store now with $100, you cannot even fill out a plastic bag. It's the worst we have ever seen in 40 years. So countries like Liberia and third world country, if we cannot find a way to be self-reliant in the most essential, let's say, food services or commodity, it will be a tough time. Because think about this. What happens now? Because the rest of the world, they understand that America is stretched so thin. You got your legs in Ukraine, you stretch out in the Yemen. Now you're talking about Iran, if possible, the Houthis rebel. What happens if China invade? That's what people are afraid of now. If China invades Taiwan, that will be another fundamental shift in the geopolitics. Because of what China looking at now. They know that if they were to make that move, America won't be able to respond because their hands in so many cookie jars. They will be scratched in militarily. And China is no small. China got it. I would say the whole of Africa now depends on China when it comes to import their goods. So if you're going to disrupt the softened China Sea to say China is going to take over Taiwan, then you can just know that the whole world will be going down the drain. Then it will be worse than what you're experiencing.
Let's come to the issue of China and Taiwan because Vice President Kamala Harris has been to Taiwan. Even when Speaker Nancy Pelosi was there during the Trump administration, right before he could leave, she visited Taiwan.
Yes.
Right after Joe Biden took over. And so they have also invested and focused in Taiwan there to ensure that nothing goes on. And as evidenced by that also, they have also been massaging their relationship with China to some extent. If you look at it, Joe Biden has also been working with Xi Jinping as to ensure that these things don't happen, right? But then North Korea on the other end, they have been launching ballistic missiles here and there. They're not even listening to UN or the other people. They don't care.
Yes, are gone.
Yes, and North Korean, president meets with Russia's president just sometimes last year. So I mean, like you said, a lot of conflicting things. But when we look at the bigger picture, the reason we're discussing some of these things, folks, is because there's a trickle-down effect to us.
Yeah, for sure.
To our country, Liberia, there is. And it is important to take some of these things into context. You can't exclude them and say, oh, you're not paying attention to them, because the impact, whether you like it or not, will be trickled down to our people. And some of this impact could even give the government a hard time for kickstarting. Let's be honest. This government will need money. So even if you listen to most of the incoming representatives, senators, or other people, they're using the word, let us lower our expectations. The reason they're saying that is because the light is not there that way. But let me come back, because we'll get back to the Liberian politics, but let me come back to the American politics. Let me come back to the American politics. Very, 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 very interesting and important things are going on. What say you?
For me, I'm seeing a replay of 2020. You see, when you come in this country, when you can pay attention, you can observe, you can just figure things out. No matter which side you find yourself, whether you are conservative, whether you believe in liberalism, that's your choice. But the reality will always be a reality. In this country, in as much as they want to make it to sound like a democracy, there is a constitutional republic. People don't understand the difference between those two. Or democracy, the majority got their will. In a constitutional, or how they call it, a constitutional republic, the will of the minority must be protected. So it's not in all cases that the people with more human being or the people that got the biggest size and number can always override. No, that's not how it works. Every state is independent with their own law, their own voting law, their own rules. What you see happening here is like you know the chaos. When we talk, people are like, it's just common sense. The people, the lawmakers you see on TV, they are more of a lobbyist. They are there to protect business interests. That's why we look at the American House of Representatives, it's almost like the private sector. whether it's the banking committee, the finance committee, the agriculture committee, or technology committee, everything, every lawmaker sits on the board of a corporation. So the politician, they don't let the idea of business people dabbling into politics, because business people already know what's going on behind the scene. So when the first person that attempted, the first major businessman that attempted, it was Jimmy Carter, because he was into farming, but he was not that wealthy in terms of, the kind of money he commanded. The first man who attempted was Ross Perot. If you can remember, in 1992, when he ran as an independent with Bill Clinton and George Bush died, Ross Perot. But nobody tell how Ross Perot dropped out of that race because they wanted him out. He was so wealthy. He's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. They're like, no, we don't want somebody from the business that already know what's going on behind the scene to come and be the top dog in Washington. It's a cesspool. It's a swamp. The only person that attempted doing that same Ross Perot was who? Donald Trump. So you can tell. You can see the trend. How many presidents left the White House to be pursued like the way Donald Trump, the way they've been going after him? Whether it's about raiding his home, whether it's about
but then Sarah, then let's create a balance in this conversation. Yes. Did they Trump up charges and put on him?
Well, you were from history, you will want to tell it's a Trump up charges, because the first thing, the moment he got elected, the first crime, Russia stole election. Russia had a single Russian had never cast a ballot in American politics. The only time Russia was able to steal election was in 2016 when Trump won, because Trump won. The next thing that happened, what? They had a special counsel with Robert Mueller and the James Comey of the war that Trump was a Russian agent. They spent 4 years, $40 million, 1,000 witness testimony, and they came up with an inconclusive investigation because everybody knew that was a lie. It was just a means of distracting the Trump presidency. When it didn't work, they picked up on the conversation he called Zelensky, and they brought a second impeachment that never even beat the bare minimum of the Constitution. It was to get rid of him. And what happened? It fell apart.
Did he call Zelensky?
Well, he called Zelensky, but why they projected was not what he said.
Was it appropriate to do that?
It was not appropriate, but it was not a crime. That's why they cannot get it done. That is why. Look,
okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward just a little bit to the January 6th. Let's move forward to the January 6th, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about Georgia. Let's talk about, do you think it was fair to be indicted in Georgia?
Well, the matter of fact, all the people they accusing Georgia, from Trump to how they call himself Rudy Giuliani, they were never even given a chance in court to defend themselves. We all know what's going on. You can go to the rogue DEA in all those states. You can charge up.
No.
You see, the one thing, let me tell you something, Moses. The one thing, let me give you one instant. The one thing Donald Trump people always pray for, and they will never get. They wanted for that election lawsuit to reach to the Supreme Court. That's why they wanted, for the war country to see. But you know what? It will never reach there. Can you imagine, right? You got 50 states in America. Let me go back to 2000, between Al Gore and George Bush. One county in America, there are 6,000 counties in 50 states in America. One irregularity in one county, Miami-Dade County in Florida, 2000 election. Al Gore and George Bush. They were less than 500 votes that determined that election. But guess what? The Supreme Court took over that case. They did forensic audit. They gave Al Gore the benefit of the doubt that the election was free, fair, and transparent, from the voting machine to the forensic to the ballot scan and everything. But you're talking about irregularity in 7 states in America, from Michigan to Pennsylvania to Arizona to Georgia. And you know what? The Supreme Court said, no, we are not taking on that. They will never, because they know if we do forensic audit, they know how the result will turn out. They will never take on it. So we can just forget that. Yeah, bro.
Well, that's it's good that we got into the American politics just a little bit.
Oh yes.
But Monk, I wanted to move to Liberia, because at the end of the day, this is where the conversation will surround. This is where the conversation will settle. Mm-hmm. And this is where you and our interests lie. And this is what's important to us. In as much that we printed some of these pictures so that people can have understanding that on SKTV, we're not just following Liberia. We're not just doing the Liberia thing. We're following what's going on around the world, because we can predict the impact to some extent of the events going on around the world. And I want to say this to all Liberians, those of you listening to us. The thing that make politics very interesting, whether you are a religious person or not,
Yeah,
is because, yes, because politics impact and affects everyone.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. So when I hear people say, I don't want to be part of politics, I either look at you, happy birthday, bro. On your birthday, we can talk politics. My man, Lofa, happy birthday, my man. Many more years. I know you're trying to catch up with me. But the age here, my beginning, you put yourself together. I will draft you number for you if you put yourself together. I'll give you more number to add to your age there, Maybe by the end of the year, I will draft 3 more numbers. If add it to your age, then you catch up with me, then we'll move on. But happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year and happy birthday to you, Lofa Julius.
Happy birthday to Lofa. I saw people posting stuff. I didn't even know.
Yeah, for those of you that are not here, we wish Lofa happy birthday earlier. But Lofa, that's my boy. We go way back. Even when we used to be picking green plum and talking green plum, we go way back. That is it. but let's get back to this conversation, because I think it's important for us to bring this conversation in context, because at the end of the day, Monk, there are some requirements from what are the IMF, the World Bank, and other people who would loan Liberia money. There are some requirements. With what's going on in the world, with the amount of money Congress in America is spending around the world, based on the different wars that are going on, to ensure that they have their paws everywhere, right? Where do you see us standing? Do you see us benefiting anything? What is our hope? What is the expectations?
We tell people all the time, this is why you want real leadership, to bring some kind of a fundamental change. The business model that is being conducted in Liberia, whether it's about grain, whether it's about aid, to be heavily aid-driven country with a lower tax or smaller tax base, is not a sustainable way to manage a country in this day and age. Once Liberia, see, most of the reason we used to get money from America back in the day, because we're strategic. We are no longer a strategic country to America's interest. Not this. Look, the global dynamic has changed. Things that used to work in the 80s no longer work. Do you think, if you look at the money America spent back in the days, as compared, if you want to do how they call it, adjustment for inflation, where they say they spend close to $500 million under the Samuel Doe regime, do you know how much that would be? Do you think America will want to give that kind of money to Liberia? Because first of all, there might be a way they can recoup some of that money, if not all. So they are not only putting money, and America too is getting so scratched when it comes to resources. They are being strategic too as to how to deploy their resources. So countries that are not strategic, you are not going to get something. Most you can get maybe the same World Bank, IMF, that you end up paying back with a big chunk of a loan, put your country further into poverty, because I keep saying it over and over on every show. There is not a single country in the world that has improved as a result of IMF or World Bank so-called aid or help. No. It only make them poorer and put them in more debt, in the same business model to continue.
Let's go back. Let's go back, because this statement you're making is very important.
Yes,
it's very, very important, and the Liberian people would have to listen to this, because now when we think about the IMF and the World Bank and other people who are loaning money to Liberia, and you were saying that this model never works.
It never worked since the IMF was created. Never worked, and it never worked.
But Monk, this is what we've been depending on. This is what we relied on, and even increased the budget and said we're going to increase the budget under the WIA-led administration to $700 million, and to the United Party and the CPP, which back then were the opposing parties. They both, especially the CPP, said they would take the budget up, the national budget up to $1 billion. So you are saying that this does not work. What does that mean to the common man? What are you saying to our Oma Papi there?
What it means to them is they should just get ready for things to get tougher. That's just the reality. Because even if we're to get this aid or this so-called grant, the grant, they come with a lot of conditions, whether it's resources condition, whether it's governance, whether it's accountability. There are so many screens attached. The one thing the average person in Africa, let's say in sub-Saharan Africa, don't understand about this World Bank and IMF thing. These globalist institutions were never meant to benefit poorer countries. The main reason they formed the World Bank and the IMF after World War II was to rebuild Europe. That's why they came up with something called the Marshall Plan. If you read about the Marshall Plan, that those countries went through destruction infrastructure-wise. So they came up with this international institution to provide funding, so that they could rebuild. Like maybe country like England and France and everybody that was fighting with the American, or the whole Europe, because America depended on Europe. It was Roosevelt that said, you know what? America cannot be making an advancement and Europe be like in the dark ages. If we cannot help to rebuild the economy of Europe, in the long term, it will also affect America. That's how they came up with this Bretton Woods institution. So they were never meant to fit Africa. Africa need to adapt her own model of financing and governance. If we cannot, we'll keep struggling all the time. Because the last time I told you on the show, I said I listened to the former Nigerian finance minister. Yeah, she was talking about the interest. She said a country like Ukraine, they will get Ukraine 100 billion with a 2%, sometimes 1.5% interest rate. They come to Africa and give a 21% interest rate. How can we ever get out of debt and poverty with that kind of an interest rate? How? And our leaders too, they are not looking for smarter ways to the whole economic landscape in our country and how we do business. No, they keep doing the same thing over and over. And forget about the IMF. Look at our budget. Moses, go back to Madame Sally, dating back as far as 2006. The same line by line item. All they do is they just change the figure. But it's the same structure of the budget. How do you keep using a budget that hasn't worked for 12 to 18 years and yet they still continue on the same path? So if the Irishman in Liberia believe that something is going to fundamentally change for him, that's a lie. It won't happen. If we cannot do something of systemic change in Liberia as to how we organize the budget, as to how we allocate resources, nothing is going to change for the common man. You will keep living poverty to the rest of your life. It won't change because the budget is the biggest instrument in the country. Everything is around recurring expenditure. You are not making future investment. You are not making any down payment for something. You are not investing into roads and infrastructure. You are not investing in things that will give you a value added proposition in the economy. Everything is payroll. 70 to 80% of our budget goes to payroll. How can you make progress if you're not making investment? How?
But while we're speaking about payroll, in fact, you since you brought payroll up, and since you brought about how this thing looks like it's a recycled thing or reoccurring thing, then I like to some of the information we've gathered, even while we were not too well, we've gathered some information from credible, reliable sources based on the meetings that were held with IMF, the World Bank, and other institutions. Since we're talking in the context of payroll, Monk, this is what we can report to the Liberian people, that President-elect and his team, one of the requirements or some of the requirements that were proposed to them before IMF can even consider some things or even consider giving them what a loan or approving loan or whatever it is first of all, the focus has been, or the attention has been turned on the salaries of lawmakers in the country, that it is too much. That was one of the discussions that was held. Another discussion that was held also was the World Bank and the IMF also named names of current government officials, the lavish lifestyles, monies that they took, that the country got, and they need some auditing. They need some report that clearly state what they did and so forth. And those are things that were discussed and put on Jose Yuman Bwaga's lap and said, listen, there are opportunities here. There's room here for us to work together. But Mr. Incoming President, these are things we want to see. Names were called in the meetings. Names were called. They presented them facts, evidential facts, documentations to substantiate their claims that they were very concerned about how monies were used over the past years by the Weah-led government without any account. They don't see any return on their money, and yet the Liberian people are still suffering and the country is still looking dilapidated. My question to you now is, based on some of these conversations and these reports that we've gotten from the IMF, World Bank, and other institutional meetings, two things that we're focused on: audits and the salaries. What do you say, Monk? What do you think? What would you say from an expert economic standpoint, studying the money? What do you think?
You know, the reason why I don't listen to these guys, they will pretend I have to say they're in the interest of the common people. The one question you ask yourself, if the IMF and the World Bank believe that they are government officials that are corrupt, why do they keep giving them loan at the expense of the poor people in the country? You know, they will want to make you to believe that you need accountability. You got to put in place good governance for you to be able to receive money. But they will look at people that are corrupt and still throw money at them because they know for them it's a business matter. That's why I keep saying, when you look at this whole globalist institution, it's about the bigger boys. They use them. They do things at the expense of poorer countries to benefit. Because if IMF, whether it's the IMF or the World Bank or any major institution, if they are really interested in helping poor people, they won't be financing criminals. They won't. But guess what? Now they want to lay conditions. That is why in Africa we always struggle when it comes to policy and governance. Because
Mark, let me interrupt and put this question there, because you asked a good question, but this question also can only be answered by the fact that government is continuity, right?
Yes.
So the Ellen Johnson-led government, most of the projects that were carried on by the we-led government, where the fundings were basically signed and secured by the Ellen-led government. So there is no way, and I'm playing the devil advocate here, there is no way the IMF could have reneged on some of these deals that were already signed, that were already, pen to paper. The new government walks into this thing, the monies are already allocated, whatever it is, for them to use. And you say the IMF will say, no, we're not giving you the money again, we'll change our mind. Well, they already put pen to paper though. What do you say?
Moses, when it comes to, you listen to the MCC scorecard, all those conditions, can the average person in Liberia make the case that all those high marks that they give the Weale administration, they can see anything in terms of policy that impacted their life on the ground, whether it's about fighting corruption, whether it's about accountability and transparency? But look at the mark they give the Weale administration. Yeah, we understand the continuity aspect of government, that when you put pen to paper, there are certain concessions or deals that you make, the other government going to come and inherit it. But we are government able to secure some funds without the signature of the early level administration. So if they want to make the case, they talk about the MCC scorecard because they talk about governance is what the smart way to allocate resources to poor African countries. But can you make the case that we are did better when it comes to accountability and the rule of law, and it comes to corruption? But look at the score they give him. Look at the kind of mark that they give them. So, like I said, these global institutions are never in the interest of poorer countries in Africa. Until we can change the way how we do things, left with not. You see, that's why other countries that are smart, in as much as they leverage this loan, they grow the economy, they increase their tax base so that they cannot be heavily reliant. That in some instances, they can be able to carry their own load rather than depending on the so-called IMF. Moses, let me tell you something. They assume that you run the country and you have a budget of at least 100 million. If you can finance 80% or 85% of that budget, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you can use, in business, you can use debt to also increase the size of the economy. It's not in all cases of debt, it's a bad thing. It's all depends how you are investing the debt to bring in more revenue. In our case, we take this money with higher interest rate and don't make the necessary investment to grow the economy. So let's say you only depending on 10 to 15% on aid or donor fund. That's not a bad thing. But in the case of Liberia, we're almost more than half, let's just say close to half or more than half of our budget, we heavily depending on aid. How do you make a progress? How do you make progress in that case?
But Monk, to be quite honest with you, you are asking how do we make a progress in that case. I can say we've made a progress because our budget was in the last year was taking up to 700 million.
Yeah, you want to believe that?
So I'm not believing that. I'm not taking that face value. I'm taking that based on the fact that it was presented by the current government. Yeah. This is what Minister Samuel Tuer and other people from the CDC boasted on.
Yeah, that's what
They
they told
they
people.
took the budget to this
Yeah.
place. But you said now in the next budget that they are projecting for
Yes,
this year,
625.
they're saying 625. So then the question becomes,
Yeah.
what happened to the other money that they
So they have been lying, and that's the thing. That why some people say if we keep practicing democracy in like, bro, it's almost like a national security threat. Because people that you claim to be educated are supposed to know things, they will come and lie to the average man, and the people who supposed to be there to play defense, they will accept it. You want me to believe, because I know Madam Sally left that country, let's say anywhere between 550 to 600 million. You telling me the average person was telling you that things in Liberia are more, things in Liberia is difficult, that the cost of living is higher, that they in more poverty or where than what they left, what they experienced under Madam Salih. But we have people, in as much that businesses were closing, they complained that funds were never coming to the country, that international businesses closed their door, there were massive layoffs, United Nations peacekeeping force left the country. How do you raise a little over 200 million with all the conditions present? And people are telling you we are in poverty now than 6 years ago. But yet they were telling people that they increased the national budget by 780 million. That's $250 million to what Madam Sally left it. Now that they are on their way out, they are telling you 625. So it means everything that they told you in the last 5 years was a lie. It was never close to that amount. But now they are about to leave. They are projecting a budget of 625 million, which is exactly what the Madam Sally government left it. We're in some deep mess, man.
So that means somebody who said the projection of the budget of 700 million or plus was political. What do you say?
It was political. It was a lie. It was just meant to boost Georgia ego.
Well, so if it was a lie, then that means that extra money that came on, how did they sustain it? Where did they get that money from?
Well,
what was the plan?
Go ahead.
I mean, Monk, this sounds funny, right? But this is very, very interesting. Because if you look at it, let me put it a simple way so that other people can understand that, other people who now understand some of the BB terms. So my Liberian people, my Oma and my Papa, Happy New Year to you. They 1 year, we want talking so you can hear it. So Joia Una government say the money that the country is supposed to be having, it was going to be 700 million. And they few days now, we look at the 700 million from last year.
Yeah.
And our men say the money, the 700 million, in a day ago. They say that 700 million now. So what can the other 100 million go there? Now the question we're asking that the thing we're talking about now. For we're planning to get out 100 million from Fue to put it there to make it 700 million. Anyway, that 200 million said they put there. Because I think our budget used to be 500 million. They said no, it will be 700. So that 200 million they put there. So the 200 million will not get problem. We're planning to get it from to put it way up there. But then now they come in lead now. They say the money, so I talk about money, but they say what is going on?
Just sure. Happy New Year. You just show on the budget, man. Soon as talk about the budget and the money, they just show.
You're muted, Mr.
Girl, you're talking about too much money. All the $1 million, billion, $500 million.
Yeah.
3/4 million. So they're kind of like a billion. I got kind of let me kind of jump into this conversation here.
Yeah.
I've been watching and listening to you guys, man. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. So my people, the 200 million now that we're talking about, got plenty of money. And so the other men say, Joia then say the money now it don't fall down again. For the money was up, but they say it fall down.
It dropped, my man. You can't say it fall down, man. Say money
so
dropped.
It fall down, it reduced, it dropped. But right now we're looking at it, the money fall down. You know how when it press drop, that other drop there not cool drop. Because the head I want to make it fall down because our money that was there, they say not there again. So
where the money go?
What the money go at? So that the question we're asking the new year, we know say President Joe, we are talking about unity and everything going fine and we're moving the country. But our question now is, let it just explain to us how the money just disappear like that. How it just, then the money reduce, the money fall down, the money gets small. the money was up. What happened? I thought the money was up. What happened? Because we used to get small thing there. You know, we can get small thing there and leave, we'll go hustle. But all the money disappear now, I mean, it will not be easy. So, Mr. Kaneto, you a monk. Based on what the government is reporting now, what is your recommendation to the incoming administration in terms of understanding what the challenges are, especially if the revenue is going to be, it's like we're going back. We took 10 steps forward or 2 steps forward, then we come back 3 steps backwards. What do you guys say? This is confusing and perplexing.
Mon, go ahead.
You see, they think with Amara, that's I think is one of the reasons that Joseph Boaga will really leverage Amara's skills in his government and will be counting on him. Because he's been an insider from the previous administration, now finance and planning minister. The average, when Madame Sali took over with less than 18 million from the Charles Taylor administration. It was one of the worst ever. They inherited the worst condition in Liberia history, as far as I'm concerned, Unity Party. When Madame Sali, they brought her all expert with all the HIPIC initiating funds that come to the country. If you look at Madame Sali's budget, the average was 550 million. Madame Sali's best year, if I'm not mistaken, I think was 2012, where they increased the budget to at least $620 million. Now, you got these guys coming in telling you that they increased the budget to $780 million. You're talking about $155 million extra. But they were the same people that couldn't meet up with payroll. They came out with something they call harmonization. They started complaining that the government coffers were empty and the UN money was no longer there. They started borrowing money from NGOs account to pay employees. Can you imagine? You're talking about the economy shrinking. And you know the only way government can generate funds is through taxes. When people are not doing business, how do you generate tax? So you're telling me you increase the budget by more than 150 plus million. And just when it was time for you to leave office, you are telling, oh, we are back to 2012, to 625 million. And here's the sad part. That 625 million is just a projection. Joseph Boaga people will have to go and raise that money. And that's the scary part of it. So with me, even the 625 million is still not there. They have to go and make it to work, whether it's through donor funds, whether it's from the IMF, whether it's about revenue. And I believe Amara Conan know exactly what's coming. So, like I said, after all this honeymoon period, the reality will set in and people will get to know, because the challenges is now an easy thing. And Joseph Boaga people, the insider, they understand that aspect. Amara Conan of all people, because he was there before and he know what it takes to raise revenue. He was the finance minister and he know that once these guys leave, without a structure in place, they're going to struggle. And I just hope they can convey that message to the Liberian people. Because you see, Sekou, you can try to hide things, but the reality will always show its ugly face. So you might as well tell people to start tightening the belt. I can remember doing charter and say, starting all over again is going to be tough. You better start getting ready for tough time, because it will be tough. These guys will struggle, and the people that have higher expectations, they better start bringing down those expectations, because the reality does not suggest to even raise your hope. It's going to be tough to raise that money. It will be tough from what I'm seeing.
Thank you, Mong, as always. Once again, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to always be here. You know, I love this conversation. First of all, the things that are coming out now is good. It only strengthens the idea of audit, that an audit is a must, because changing the numbers just like that, you know, at the 11 hours, it only complicates things more. It complicates things more. And beyond that, the fight that we have witnessed between Amara Kone and Samuel Toer lately, it doesn't communicate anything good. Imagine people that are supposed to sit and compare notes. Amara Kone, you know, was elected to be a senator. But when it comes to running the government, when it comes to understanding the finances, when it comes to connecting Liberia with the outside world, specifically in this case, the IMF or the World Bank, America is going to be very instrumental in making sure that Liberia, or Liberian government gets something. And to do that, they must have something to build on. So, like Monk rightly said, if they are, going to start on nothing, then they will definitely struggle. But if there was some level of tranquility, and friendliness between and amongst the people that are coming and people that are leaving, then you can hang here and get some form of understanding that you will know how to tackle the challenges. But starting with a fight, how are you going to understand, the whole thing? Because at the end of the day, it seems like Samuel Toer and the Jowia government did not add much, compared to what he told the Liberian people. Because if you say you raised the Liberian budget to 700 million, you came there, it was about 550 million. On the average, you are saying that you added maybe
155 to 160 million.
155 million to 160, even less than 200 million. But when they speak to the Liberian people, when they say we raised the national budget to this, a lot of people don't even understand that these budgets are all prediction. They are not that it is laying down there. Then you're going to come and see the money is not there.
Yeah.
They are making projections based on few things. The taxes, the revenue that they're going to collect. Also,
foreign aid and grants.
Foreign aid, the money they will get from IMF, the money they will get from the World Bank, even the money they will get from, World Health Organization, all the other. For example, when Jowia government took over, the donor countries that complained, they were sending money in Liberia, and the money they were sending, that money used to go to the central bank. But yet, the money there were intended to be used for different things in the country. But yeah, what they did, instead of using the money for the intended purposes, they instead took the money and misapplied, use it whatever way and however they wanted it. That's when the likes of when Jefferson Koji were receiving $50,000 a month, saying they're cleaning the city. Some other lawmakers, beside the money they are making as lawmakers, they were still receiving extra 10,000 from the maritime, extra 15,000 from the World Bank. From the central bank. At the end of the day, they misused the money to the extent that when IMF came in to take control of the central bank, what happened? They have to alarm, they have to tell them, they have to kind of put freeze all the loopholes that they were using to take the money out. So all the corruption cases you've been hearing, they were involved in corruption, they were involved in this. The World Bank or the IMF, they get proof, clear evidence, they got traced. They can trace it all the way to the people that were taking the money. They know. Because what happened when they took over IMF, the whole thing was still coming out. They stop it. They say, no, you can't operate like that as a government. If you continue like that, you will not even get money from us. And we will block every single money that you're getting from the other international donors. You remember, Monk, when 9 donor countries wrote the Liberian government, telling them that, you know what?
If we can replace our funds.
You've been taking money, for a very long time, but the one you just took, lastly, is beyond our expectation. And that's the money we're not donated, we're not donated for that, for the purpose, that you took, that you used it for. So if you don't give our money, we will not give any other money and we'll take action on you.
Yep.
That's the time now. The then information minister, Len Eugene Nangbe, went and told the Liberian people that these things are normal. You know, we call it dig hole to cover hole. Admitting to corruption, admitting that yet they took the money and use it for unintended purposes, but yet he said it's normal. So going to where we are right now today, I think the best thing for Samuel Toure, Jowia government, what they can do right now is to open up and start a friendly conversation, an honest conversation, an open-minded conversation, be truthful, tell the people exactly what they're inheriting, what is what we owed, what they added. They just got to be honest. It's better, in Liberia, we say small shame better than big shame, right? It's better for you to report yourself, explain to the Liberian people or to the incoming government as to where you are, how things look like, as opposed to they coming to audit you and discover some of those things. Monk, it would be really bad.
Yeah.
So it's one thing for me to tell you that, Monk, you know what? You tell me these are the things that these are the things that are happening. This is where where we are. These are the things that we have. And so when you come in, you know exactly how you're coming. But it's quite another thing for you to come, not knowing what's going on. Then you try to institute an audit, and then eventually you found out that, oh, Sekou, in fact, I mean, what you presented to the public is not what it is. And these are things that we found, so it would be better for Jowia government, especially Samuel Toure, to iron out, the differences between here and Amarokone and everybody that are working with Joseph Jimabuakai, so they can be on the same page, while turning over to the new government. And something that you guys mentioned when you were discussing Liberia, the Ukraine, and Africa as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to some extent, I think you are right. They don't treat all at equilibrium because they have different sort of interest.
Yeah.
When it comes to Africa, for example, Liberia, what United States turned to gain in Liberia?
Yeah.
They look at that. Compared to Ukraine, do you know how many American government officials have went to Ukraine and gotten rich and richer behind the scenes when nobody pay attention? Do you know the reason why Joe Biden's son was attacked over and over and over?
For Richmond,
you know how many foreign foreign diplomats from the United States? You know how many of them that went to Ukraine and make money? Millions of dollars. You know why Donald Trump, the Republican and Democrat, you know why they were fighting over who controls Zelensky? The reason is pretty simple. Ukraine got our own resources. And also the geopolitical position of Ukraine is also connected to American interests. Ukraine being close to Russia, America is using Ukraine as a base for them to keep eyes on Russia. And Russia doesn't want that. So they will do anything to satisfy Ukraine, to make their presence felt in Ukraine, so that Ukrainian can believe that America is for us. America is in our interest. What do they have to gain in Liberia? What is the geopolitical interest in Liberia? What is the financial interest? What is the national security interest? As a matter of fact, we have failed everything. We have failed everything. Liberia, we have failed everything. Imagine. Small money, when they give it to us, we misuse it. Then we're looking at the big money they're giving to other people. And whatever they are giving to other people, they are doing it for interest. And what do we have to give them? We are beggars. They don't need us. We need them. Compared to Ukraine, they need Ukraine. They need Ukraine for national security purpose. They need Ukraine for financial purposes as well. Ukraine is one of the higher producer of grain. That's why why is it that gas price started going up all over the place? Because of the war in Ukraine. Because Russia stopped some of the supply line. The oat mill, the thing that you be using, they can fix food.
All of that come from Ukraine.
Everything can come from Ukraine.
Right.
They are the major producer. That's why even in America here, it came to a point, even the food that they can give to the babies,
The baby formula
we
went
out of it.
Came from Ukraine.
America went out of it because those things can come from Ukraine. So, the reason why I went back, you got to explain some of these things to people who don't know. They just think that, okay, America is doing this for Ukraine and you're not doing all of
it strategic
for Africa. They're doing it for a strategic reason. And as we all know, America will always say they have permanent interests, but they have no permanent friends.
Permanent friends.
If their interest increases, then you will get more of America. If their interest declines, definitely, you will get less of America. So that's exactly, what is going on. I just wanted to speak to that a little bit.
Yeah.
For people to understand these things, they're not doing. Imagine, look at why is it that Russia, United States going to Iraq? Iraq is a Muslim country. Kuwait is a Muslim country. Iran is predominantly Muslim as well. But why is it that America invested in Kuwait to the extent where Iraq invasion of Kuwait, America felt threatened, America felt compelled to go and liberate Kuwait and eventually declare war against Iraq. What was the reason? Because why? America interested in Kuwait.
Petrodollar.
America getting oil money.
Oil money.
Oil, from there.
That's why back the currency.
Trillions of dollars from there.
Yeah.
So they felt like sitting back supposedly and doing nothing, allowing Iraq to go and invade. Because what happened, maybe some of you guys were young, some of you were young, or they were not even following politics at the time. What happened? Iraq invaded Kuwait and took over the whole country in no time. And Kuwait is one of the richest countries in the Middle East. So America had to, do whatever they could to go in there and free Kuwait. That's why George Bush Sr., he was not satisfied with whatever happened in Kuwait. And they tried to do everything to get back at Iraq. And that's why all the thing about weapon of mass destruction, this one, that one, everything came about because they wanted to get at Iraq based on what happened in Kuwait. Because some of their interests were damaged. Iraq inflicted a lot of damages on American interests in Kuwait. Similarly, whatever is going on right now, America is spending millions of billions of dollars in Ukraine. You know what? America knew when all is said and done, Ukraine still have resources they can use to rebuild that country easily. They have the money, they have the resources. The country is rich. It's a very small country, but they have everything that they will need. So United States interest in Africa, especially in Liberia, it cannot be compared to Ukraine or any of those rich countries. And besides, trust is a factor. Do you know how much America invested in Liberia during early time? Do you know how much the international community invested in Liberia? Did they see any dividend? Did they see any outcome or positive outcome, for their investment? Nothing. The trust is not there. Our government officials are irresponsible. Before Joe took over, the Federal Reserve here in America, Liberia had $158 million. The last time we checked, it was left $8 million in no time. In the first 4 years, of we are government, the money emerging from $158 million to $8 million. What happened to $150 million? So when American people are accusing Joe government of being corrupt, accusing all these people, then people think, oh, but what they did, you don't even know. You think America will just come on and just accuse people like that? They know exactly what they did. But some of those things are big, and they are beyond the understanding of most of the common people. So I just wanted to touch some of these things among.
Yeah.
I know you guys, extensively talk about them, but I just wanted to make sure that at least, I clarify some of the area for some people who don't really understand.
Mm-hmm. Anything affects countries. You see, Segu, I keep saying it on the show. There was never a perfect administration in Liberian history. But I just knew from day one, our Georgia government was going to be the worst because I knew the people that were coming. They were not professionals. They were criminals. That's why I keep saying I used to call them a cartel. They run the country like a cartel. That is why they lie on this thing. You see, you can go back to Madam Salif administration and make all the comparative analysis. Did I say they were perfect? They were never perfect. But those people were professional. They knew what they were doing. They would have never lied the way the We Are administration lied. And there's where Samuel Tour is getting afraid. That's why you see the exchange between he and Amara, the exchange between he and Molu. That's why Molu said, when was the last time you called me in the past 6 years? Because you know exactly what's coming. And there's a reason that accountability is a must for Joseph Boaga, because you cannot have someone throw you under the bus, because the average voter in Liberia, they could care less about the fancy terminology or expectation. All they believe, Joseph Boaga is coming to relieve them. And the reality is, Joseph Boaga doesn't have the resources to relieve them of their expectation. So the question with Joseph Boaga is, what will you settle for? Will you push Georgia under the bus and clear your name, or you will go down and try to protect the Weir people? Because that's exactly that the only two options he's left with. Because even when the situation is tough, when people perceive that he's bringing them to justice, that he comes to accountability, they will give him a pass to say, maybe the old man want to help us, but the hand is not there. So I don't think Joseph Boaga is going to give Georgia administration a pass, because the damages that he got caught is one of the reasons we keep telling about election. It's hard to rebuild than to destroy. The damages that he got her caused, it will take you years to get back to where Madam Sadi left that country. But our people, when it comes to election, it's all about dancing in the street. They don't ask the hard questions. They don't look at people who is capable of getting the job done. They just vote emotionally, and that's why it is. But the reality will set in. And Joseph Boaga people know the kind of a tax party they are in. So we're looking after them. They will have to throw Georgia entire administration on the bus, because Georgia is technically setting them up for failure. The money is not there, and people have high expectation. You have to go and raise $625 million. Who knows whether you can even come closer to that? How do you even sustain the payroll? That's the Joseph Boaga challenge there. And I don't know whether he will try to sugarcoat it or he will try to protect anyone, because at the end of the day, if he can get results, I get Joseph Boaga get 6 months. If the Liberian people cannot see a fundamental change or some kind of a shift from the Weir administration, they will turn their nerves to Joseph Boaga. And Amara, I know Amara of all people, because I don't know about Joseph Boaga expecting when it comes to budget and finances, but I know Amara Kone knows exactly what they are walking into. It's a landmark.
Yeah, he does. That's why when he came in, the first thing he said like, we should lower our expectation.
Yeah, he knows.
Because he knows exactly what's going on. He knows, but again, another thing I wanted to ask you about, I don't know if you can elaborate on this. This whole idea of audit. When do you think the audit should start? When? Because how would it impact?
Yes.
What impact would it have, depending on the timeline as to when the audit could start?
The audit for me,
and from where?
Yeah, the audit for me It's more of an optical thing. It's all about a narrative thing than an economic impact. Because we all know when it comes to economic policy, it take a while for people to start seeing the impact. But with Joseph Boaga being between a rock and a high place in terms of expectation and what they will be inheriting, you want to start the first or the second week. The moment you take offer, you want to get the ball rolling. So cool. And it got to go beyond just mere auditing. You got to bite to the teeth. You have to go beyond that. Whether it's about persecuting people, you got to create. Look, Seku, the average market woman or the person working the school in Liberian, he doesn't care about how much is in the government cover. He doesn't understand the budget. He doesn't understand revenue. So all he knows, Joseph Boaga is coming to relieve him from George Weah 6 years. That's all they are expecting. And anything less of that, it will be the end of a Boaga administration in terms of expectation. That's why it is. So the question is, you cannot play games with the audit. You cannot play games with accountability. You have to strike from the first or second week the most. You got to get the ball rolling because it's the pressing issue. How do you meet up with payroll? How do you generate funds to get people going? Because I don't know, from December or January, now you're looking at payroll, and you know our whole budget is payroll. Majority is a recurring expenditure. How do you start? And nobody will care if Joseph Boaga gave an excuse. All they know, they want result, and that's why they voted for him. He's the most experienced president. He been in the game before. He was part of the previous administration, and with these high expectations, there will be no room for error and no excuse. So Joseph Boaga have to hit the ground running from day one. He cannot delay on accountability. Even when the struggle is there, when people believe that he's waging a genuine fight against the issue of accountability and stealing, people will give him a pass on that. So he cannot put it on the table to say he's going to sugarcoat it or try to kick the can down the road. No, he have to hit the ground running because the average voter could care less about the challenges. All they want a result, and Joseph Boaga should give them result.
So, but do you think Joseph Boaga really has what it takes to change the economic right away as being expected by, especially according to the Unity Party platform, according to what they said, who got elected, they said they're going to get rid of the whole issue or idea of harmonization. They said they're going to get rid of that. That means the civil servants' salary is going to increase from where it is right now. That is the promise that they were elected on. Mm-hmm. So when do you think the civil servants will start to see an increase in their salary?
Segu, that's the conundrum. That's what we told people from day one. Anything between Unity Party and CDC, you are getting two for the price of one. They are the same. You see, CDC allowed to order the increased revenue by 680 million. But they came up with a harmonization, and a harmonization is literally taking money from one group and getting to another group because you cannot meet payroll demand. Yeah. Okay, now, if Joseph Boaga people, knowing fully well that government coffers are empty, and you have to go and raise that 625 million, then the question is, how do you get rid of harmonization? Because the funds are not already available. You seen the problem between the two administrations.
That was the question I was asking you. So where are they going to get the money from?
Where are you going to get the money from?
Where are you going to get the money from to increase the people's salary? You know, because, to do away with the harmonization. Because harmonization, you know, let's make it a little bit easier for our people.
Yes.
Harmonization, what they did, those that were receiving, for example, $300, they take it down to maybe 150 to 200. Mm-hmm. They take your salary down because they say you want to make sure that they'll be able to pay everybody and on time. So they reduce the civil servant salary. But what they did, they reduced the civil servant salary, but the money then that Joseph Boaga office, Ellen office will get you. And all the other offices, the BB1, they increase their own. They increase the budget for George Weah. They increase the budget for, you know, everybody. Even the people in the House of Representatives, they all increase their salary. But then they drop down the salary for the common people then, the teacher then, the nurses. That what they call harmonization. So what they did, they reduce the people pay and increase their own pay. They make more money. The common people make less money. They say we're doing that. We want to make sure everybody get paid on time. At the same time, people never get paid or not getting paid on time. Now, Joseph Boaga, when you hear that, oh, you know, people say A lot of people in the civil service, they don't want to vote for Unity Party because they believe that Joseph Boakai will change things around. Unity Party was there before. But Unity Party people told them now, you'll vote for us. If you're in the government here, you'll vote for us. When you vote for us, when we come back, when we can't, they play your salary used to be. Everybody that used to take $300, you take $300 again. Everybody used to take $2,000. When you bring it down to $1,500 or $1,300, you get your $2,000 back. Those that were taking $5,000 and they take it down to $3,000, you will get your $5,000 back. Now the question is, where Joseph Boakai getting that money from to increase the people's salary? The revenue projection that they had, they said they have taken the revenue all the way to 700 million. Now, before they go, now they say, the one we say for the night. So, just to make you understand what's going on, the people are walking into problem financially. The country not got money. And all the area that they used to get money, they're going to close a lot of it before they go. So at the end of the day, Joseph Boakai will be confused. They're going to have to fight now to look for money everywhere or anywhere they can get it to meet up with the salary demand. Also, to work on some developmental agenda that they told the Liberian people. They say electricity, will improve. They will make sure they provide clean, drinking water. They will make sure, everybody got coming in Liberia. Joseph Boakai say, in fact, in the first 90 days, no car will hitch in the mud anywhere because maybe you're going to be drought, maybe drought season, that's why, or maybe you're going to fix it. We don't know. But people say maybe you're going to be in the drought season, that's what the man saying, but no, that's not what the man said. The man said he's going to fix the road. It's not just because the road going to fix itself, because the dry season. If that happens, if no car hitch in the mud in the first 3 months, or 3 months, 10 days, because that's 100 days there. That means if you're depending on the dry season, what happens if it starts raining again? That means people will say you lie to them. Because you didn't say you depend on dry season. You said you're going to fix the road. So that means even after the dry season, no car will stay hitched in the mud. On many major roads in Liberia, according to Joseph Boakai. He reiterated the same thing recently after saying it. The last time after the election, he said it in Washington, D.C. We had an interview with VOA. So, to make it simple for our people, the Boakai government, they're going to face a lot of challenges. And one of the most important challenges that they're going to have is money. The people that are living there, they're not leaving money there for them. They check out all the money. They take whatever they wanted to take. But then they lie to the people, say they're already taking the revenue to 700 million. But now, in the last minute, they're saying, no, what we say for the night is less than that. So Joseph Boakai is going to inherit a big challenge. Right, Monk? Isn't that what
that's the easiest? I think that's the easiest form you pull in for the average person to understand. Maybe Joseph Boakai is capable of walking on water economically, because I really want to see how they will handle this situation. And Amara, I keep telling people, Amara is more important in this administration, whether you like him or hating, than any other person, because he's been there. He knows exactly what. You see, it's one of the reasons why they don't gravitate to SKTV. They follow the show after the show, because not too many shows will be able to tell them the truth. Yeah. Our people, the reason you can see 3,000-4,000 people watching Spoon Network, it's not because they are there for information. They want to hear what they feel like hearing. They don't want people telling them the truth about the reality. That is why when the SKTV is done, they will come back to the video. They will follow it, but they are not comfortable in accepting the truth. And another simple way to put it, let's say you got two fathers. One of your father is richer and another father is poorer, and you got children you send to school. Let's say Sekou is a rich guy and I'm the poor guy. Sekou is supposed to be millionaire. He said he's a millionaire, and he gave me his children $1 for lunch every day when they go to school. Through harmonization, he cut it from $3 to $1. But Sekou sort of be the projected millionaire. Then how would the poor dad, who is not a richer one, come and tell you, say, no, but the money Sekou is giving his children is less. I will even increase it, or I will maintain it, knowing fully well that no money that what happened between Georgia and Joseph Boakai. The people who claim to increase the revenue cannot even meet payroll. they came up with a harmonization. A harmonization only means you are robbing Peter to pay Paul, because you cut it from one group to give to another, because you know the money is not there, but you lie to people that you had it. Now, the guy who is coming there to meet an empty coffer, he telling you, said, no, I will get rid of harmonization. So who do you believe? Both of them are lying to you, except in a two different way. One guy know it's not there, but he creating a fake impression that he's going to get rid of harmonization. And the one who told you that he had more money to spend, he came and cut from you, knowing fully well that it was never there. So look, I tell Liberian people, you are the biggest loser. Once you gravitate between Unity Party and CDC, you are not getting anything better. They are the same people. They just got different label and different, and they will keep lying to you. But the elections are over. We will have to live with it. For some of us who follow this thing, that detach our emotion and look at the reality and tell it for what it is, we know exactly what's coming. You, the ones with a higher expectation that believe that something's about to change for you, you will be disappointed again, like you've been disappointed for the past 6 years, because they will keep lying to you all the time. The reality are there.
So my question to both you and Steve now, you know, when CDC took over, CDC kind of increased the number of civil servants. I don't know whether you know that.
Mm-hmm.
They came, they wanted to employ most citizens.
Yes.
And they could not have, sack everybody that they met there. So what they did, they increased the number by so many thousand.
15,000 from 45 to 60.
Yeah. So that means we have additional, 15,000 people that are already in the system right now. And you come in, not only that you're going to take their salary back to where it was, but how are they going to manage the extra 15,000? Are they going to fire all of them?
That's where the problem will come from.
So my question to you now, are they going to fire all the extra 15,000 people that they were added by the CDC? And how are they going to streamline, as to who to fire, or who leaves or who stays home?
Who stays?
How are they going to navigate, to do that? Steve and Monk, you guys need to help us there.
Yeah.
So let me say something, because I think it's important for us to, in as much that we're joking, but like Monk said, when you look at it from a broader perspective, the Liberian poor are the biggest victims and the biggest losers in this entire thing, unfortunately. You remember when CDC first took over, they said the Unity Party inflated the payroll, they bloated the payroll, and they had to do this, they had to do that. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of CDC's concern, that they put ghost names, and there were ghost names on the payroll, and they had to do this, they had to do that. That was an excuse. Now the Unity Party people, you watch, they are going to make the same complaint. They are going to make similar complaint. So who's saying the truth?
That's the question.
Who's saying the truth? But the truth of the matter is this. Unity Party, CDC used that means to get rid of Unity Party partisans who are on the payroll, to put other people there.
Yeah.
So Unity Party will use the same thing to get rid of seditious and put the people there. So that's when you will see this.
So they're going to call the ghost names.
They're going to say there are some ghost names on there too. Look,
Yeah.
Mr. Kamel, look. We are in a total beautiful nonsense. Unfortunately, this is a beautiful nonsense that we're in, and I think one party, which is the Unity Party, which is the most mature, responsible,
which is expected to be the most mature.
No, that's how they claim that. I do the quotation sign.
Oh, okay.
That's their claim.
Yeah,
that is their claim, right? And so I think it's about time, since they're the most respectable, mature, and intelligent party, let the Liberian people know what is true. That's all we are asking. Let me say this. As we get into this new year, the goal is to give the Unity Party the perfect chance and opportunity. We say in simple terms, the benefit of the doubt. However, if they attempt to lie, if they attempt to hide anything, if they attempt to shield, conceal anything, we'll discuss it in public. We want to be clear on the record on that one. There is no ambiguity here. We're now negotiating that part. So all we're asking, you just be clear. If the CDC put 20,000 people on a payroll, you let Labrampo know the 20,000. This is what the role of the transitional team is. Very, 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 very important.
Yeah.
You see, I listened to that thing when you were talking about John Molu. Somebody play the clip. You know, whether you like John Molu or not, John Molu is preempting and saying something that will save the Unity Party down the line. But I think there are some people that are not comfortable with it. Look, folks, when you are in a transitional process, you want to be clear about what you receive. It's not your responsibility to call the other people. If you didn't steal the money with them, you didn't benefit with them, don't cover for them. Don't hire anything for them. That's what transitional process is there for. So for John Molu to say the team should work, it is to your own benefit. Because today or tomorrow, there will be no issue. We left 50 million in the coffer. Then CDC can say, no, they're not 50 million, we left 75 million. Let it be clear to the Liberian people. You tell the Liberian people what you're inheriting. You go after what you need to go after, and we move. That one, everything is clear, Liberian people know. So when the United Party-led government is talking now, they know exactly what they're talking. But anyway, I just wanted to start there. Monk, go ahead.
But Steve,
Let me hear you.
I don't even know why United Party people want to lie when it comes to transparency, because CDC is already setting it off for failure. And anything less in terms of performance, it means Joseph Boakai will be the one to reap the I would say the adverse action of CDC crime will fall directly on Joseph Boakai's shoulders, because he's in a crosshair. He's the one that was elected and people expected him to deliver. So at this stage, there will be no need to even think about covering up for CDC, because CDC is more likely to destroy Joseph Boakai than the other way around. And Sebu made that case very simple with the whole thing about harmonization on the payroll. United Party came on average of 43 to 45,000. CDC believed that government is a staffing agency that they had to take the whole Sagamo tree and give them job. They came in with anywhere between 12 to 15,000. They never understood that it's not just about hiring, it's more about paying people on government payroll. They came and bloated the payroll when they realized, but we need to find money to pay these people. How do we pay additional 12 to 15,000 in the new government? That's the idea. It was the idea behind the harmonization, because they have to cut from one group to cover over the people that they brought in. Now, United Party, you could take the mature route and say, you know what, we can do the thing by seniority. It's how corporation, other people lay people off. We look at the people. I cannot control. Let's say you were the minister of finance ministry, right? You know how many people runs the operation of finance ministry on a day-to-day activity. Let's say you got 1,000 employees, and you went there, you saw 1,500 employees. You will go by the longevity, the length of time, seniority. So you know that people who just been working there for the past 6 days were the people that CDC added to the payroll. And now you are the one that in power trying to cover up for yourself. What will you do? You will have to let them go. There will be a political price to pay, but that's why election is all about. Election have consequences. Now you are the one in charge. You must cover up. You should deliver. So United Party will have no option but to be transparent and go clean. Yeah, there will be some political hate, but that's why every decision in politics is not 100%. You are not immune from criticism, because that's exactly what I would do. If I were planning minister and I know my ministry only need 300 employees to run the day-to-day activity, and I can't have 500 people there, 200 people will have to go. And we'll go by the time frame they've been working there, because if you've been there for only 5 to 6 years, then most definitely you have one of the group that the CDC brought there during their time. And you cannot maintain those huge payroll. You have to let people to go. My man, it's a very simple thing for Joseph Boakai to make for himself as a leader. Leaders make tough decisions during critical time. If he will want to cover up for CDC and be the victim, so be it. But I don't think that's the route he will want to go. They need to come clean. They need to be transparent. And I tell people, just follow the exchanges between Amara, Samuel Twe, and John Molu, and you will know exactly what's going on. Because John Molu hasn't. It's been 6 years since you last called me. Now you're talking about Wishon. Samuel Twe, and they knew that they screwed up, because they were the one that was supposed to screw on that Unity Party, and they decided not to go that route. Now, Unity Party is back in charge, and I don't think Joseph Boaga is going to spare them. I don't want to believe that. Joseph Boaga is not going to destroy himself in an attempt to save CDC. It will never happen. So we're looking forward. We'll see.
Yes. So
Well, I think Monk, Mr.
you want to say
Kenneth.
something?
Yeah, I think
Go ahead.
Monk. I think Monk, like it's been said, let's lower our expectations. And the reason I don't want to bet or anything. This is Liberian politics. There are conversations that are had behind closed doors. People come in public, they are one way. You know what I mean? And this thing of this high expectation that Joseph Boaga would take this stand, he would do the one, he would do that one. Monk, we in New Year. Last year, we learned a lot of things. Liberian poor show up Pepe, politicians show up Pepe. Even some our own friends show up Pepe, some family members show up Pepe. Liberian, my brother. So my people will be critical when they need be, but some of all get our life to God. Last night, we yell. Oh yeah.
So first of all, let me say this to our people. Once again, Happy New Year to everybody. Yesterday or day before yesterday, we promised that we were going to unblock everybody. So we unblocked everybody on SKTV LRB yesterday. So when we start back with SKTV original, we'll also unblock everybody for this year. And you can see some of our good friends that were taking for safekeeping back, but they want us to welcome them. So you guys welcome.
I see Bobby Bonito happen and nothing.
Yeah, Bobby Bonito, that was CDC man who we should be installing the women there, for CDC business. Now that CDC is no longer there, I don't know whether it's still going to behave the same way. We did not block anybody because he sought us, but because you couldn't get even a guy along with women, we sorting them, and they are the integral part of SKTV. So you want to stay here? Believe me, just do what is right. Discuss the issue, no personal attack. So we're not going to block anybody anymore. But what we will do, if you behave funny, we will definitely restrict your ability to comment. You will still have the chance to watch. You don't want that. You want this thing to be, a conversation wherein you say something, we say something, you call in, you write, whatever, we can have that friendly environment wherein everybody can participate, for the greater good of our country. So again, I want to welcome all of you. For some reason today, when we came on, Steve came on, I was not here, but people were not getting the alert. For some reason, notification, it was not going on. Even some people were saying we're not on YouTube. We are on YouTube. We are on YouTube with SKTV LRB, SKTV Live. We're not on the regular SKTV. So we were on YouTube, but for some reason people were not saying it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. However, we want to encourage all of you to follow. When you click follow, you're going to open 3 space. The one on the left, that's unfollow. The one in the middle, that one that follow. The one on the right, that one you will see, depend on your phone. Sometimes you will say see first. Sometimes you will see, say preference or favorite. Click on that favorite. When that happens, anytime we come on, any post, anything that has to do with that particular platform, you will be the first to see it. When you click follow, it's going to open 3 space. First, the one on the left, that will say unfollow. The one in the middle, that will say follow. The one on the third right, the last one on your right-hand side, that will say, sometimes favorite, sometimes see first, sometimes preference, they will give you something that will inform you that when you click on that takes you to another level when it comes to getting alert. So I want to encourage all of you to do that. And those of you who are here to follow SKTV LRB, please follow SKTV LRB. It's good. So that way, every time we come on, until we can get the other one, taken care of, then you can be here. is seeing SKTV. And like I told you guys the last time, if you're looking for us, you'll find my name because we'll be there. Either we'll share the show there or the show will be there live. But Steve said we will not hive even on Facebook there. Because even on Facebook, they're not public property. But I'm just joking. But on a serious note, if you can't find us anywhere, you find Sekou Kena, you're going to see SKTV there. So you go on YouTube, you will find SKTV there. You go on Instagram, anywhere you go, you will find us. But I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We hope this will be a better year. I mean, 2023 was good. It was great. A lot of good things happened and a lot of not so good things happened. However, we made it through. And that is the most important thing. We are here. We are alive. We started 2023 with some people that never make it to the end. We are here today. We should be thankful to the Almighty. And we are here today talking about some friends that were, black. They are not black. Nobody will be insulted. Nobody will be attacked. Nobody will be disrespected. Nobody will be black. But if you misbehave, especially with other followers, fans, and supporters, we'll definitely give you warning. If you don't listen, then we'll definitely take you for safekeeping. So Monk and Steve, I think we'll be here for, even though I came in late, we'll be here for 2 hours, 21 minutes.
Yeah, we'll close it up.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go by to enjoy my meat and hot tie.
Yeah.
Steve is all the way over there.
No, the thing about we'll face it right after. Yeah, forgot that other one. Yeah, we'll face things. But more, when your closing party, your closing
My closing argument to the average voter: get ready for tough times. It's going to be tough. Lower your expectation, and in some cases, don't even have expectation because the reality suggests your thinking at this stage. The people who coming in know exactly where they are going to inherit. They know where it's going to happen. So they will not tell you it straight, but SKTV will be able to tell you just where it is. This whole harmonization and payroll and the budget that the Black administration is going to inherit is going to be a very, very tough one. So if you got your life going in Liberia and you are a hustler, just increase your hustle. Sometimes you don't pray for things to get better. You pray that you become a better person, even though things are tough. That's just the kind of a mindset you should have to keep going on a day-by-day basis, because it's not going to be easy. People may not want to tell you the truth, but the reality is there. We told you, we warned you that there is no difference between Unity Party and CDC. It were the same people, and you can follow their, if you are following their exchanges, you can tell exactly. Like, we made it simple for you. Follow John Molo page, follow Amara page, and follow Samuel Tua page. You will get a clue as to things that are happening and things that are expected to happen. So lower your expectation, go about your normal business, because it will take time. Even if Joseph Boaga was to inherit the best case scenario economically, when it comes to changing the economic system in the country to benefit people, it takes a while. So don't expect anything in the next 6 to 9 months. It will be maybe a year or two before you can start seeing some kind of an impact, because they have to go out there and get the revenue and put the policy into place before you can reach to you. So the reality is, take it one day at a time, lower your expectation, and just get ready for things to get tough. That's it. That's my parting comment to the average voter.
Yeah, but let me give mine before Steve, because Steve, he's the one that's going to, close the show. But my closing comment here is Happy New Year to all our subscribers. Other people, Happy New Year to you, but my big Happy New Year to people that subscribe to SKTV or SKTV LRB. I want to say thank you. We appreciate you. And to our supporters, people that have been supporting us financially, morally. I don't want to call names because I don't want to get in trouble. But believe me, I'm tempted to call a few names. But if I do, other people feel like, they are not important. And believe me, you're all important. I respect you guys and I love you guys to the moon. I want to say thank you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate everything. We appreciate you sticking with SKTV, rain or shine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Let me say thanks to everybody. We appreciate you. Even those of you that disagree with us, all we are asking you this year is, even your disagreement, just please refrain from using the F words. We don't take pleasure in blacking people or muting you or whatever it is. Just disagree or just be respectful, even to other people that you're commenting with, whether you're a woman or you're a man. You know, if that person it's really annoying, you don't have to deal with them. We're begging you. This year, we want everybody to feel free to come on SKTV. You know, even if you want to come and say, listen, the thing where you're talking that are not true, I want to come to make the case, you are welcome.
Somebody keep calling. I don't know what they call him. The show is finished, but
you are welcome to come and make the. But Mr. Kane, we don't have
to take it and know who's calling, Steve.
But we don't really have to, because we're not
Yeah.
doing the show.
Hello, we don't taking calls though. We living. Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
but we've been here for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes now. Okay, go ahead, man. Say what you got to say. You want to say Happy New Year to me and Steve or in Monk?
Okay, Happy New Year to you. But starting to your lecture and then you're giving a show. So I have a question for you.
For who now? For me or for Steve?
It's for you. For you and Monk, not Steve.
Okay, go ahead.
So much we are into power, very much we are government to power.
Mm-hmm.
Those that were working in our government.
Mm-hmm.
Your money joy, we have to dance out like any day, or your money joy, we have to eat in there, and then those that are voting for him, he shouldn't employ any of them. Because we all know that the harmonization, the way you explain it, that's not how it happens. I want to know for you in the first place, how much you are earning making and how much joy we are making, because you said joy we are increase their salary. And then they fund the local people on a salary. So I want to know from you, say you know between them, how much you are earning making, and then what joy we are giving, how much you started making.
Is this Helena? Is this Helena?
This is Helena. And then this my second. That's me, Helena.
Go ahead. Ask the second question. I don't want to do first.
For Steve. My question for Mom, and then Mom. Then when you get for joy, we are saying 1919. Because you said for joy, we are playing. But if you defeated him, you were happy. Now you're in middle club. That shows that you've been happy. They're feeling for joy. We are there brought for joy. We are way back. Today you say for Joseph Brother Montreal, joy. We are honor the boss. For free, you say, hey, Joseph Brother tell you that joy. We are. In fact, the condition has now even taken place, and now you're talking, say, oh, Joseph Brother will not receive woman. I'm not supposed to be asking Joseph Brother when the condition takes place. They should tell you how much job we are taking over to them. That's why you're supposed to be requesting for. But no, you're not doing that. You're trying to tell the people that John, we are not saying any money to Joseph Brother, and so the John, we are pay government to be transferred the majority. Honor the boss. If you say, my second son, if you say, Jehovah they were taking money from the bank, or whatever they were taking it here appropriately. So why you didn't wait to do the audit and then come out with a funding? Then you want Jehovah to come out and say, oh, we told them one. You want Jehovah to say something that he never said? Sure what you say here, true or a lie.
Okay, that's true. You're right. So you done?
Then you let's use money or not.
Okay.
But you want to come and say, oh, yeah, we told such and so and more. If they told you all night, you wanted to say what they do the audit and nothing that I come up. That was saying the citizen has to pay again. Pushing all the two, we can do that. We will wait and they want they will and John, we are not going to downside that the busy. He left them there. another people and told them that share the money, equal share on them. They not took money and added so they can tell me how much
Hey.
they were taking, and then just we are added up. It would be helpful for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama. We appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right. So, Mom, you want to answer the question first, or you want me to talk?
Go ahead, Shagun. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, since you said the question now for Steve, for me and Mark, we have
What if you over there, you're more your foreign is down. Thank God
someone said the first rule of engagement started of 2024. The first attack. So honestly, I love Elena. You know, she's a Erin follower of SKTV. She always here. She always, participate and contribute to SKTV. So her concerns are valid to us. So Helena, to answer your question, we did not say just because Unity Party have 45,000 people and Joe Weah came and added 15,000. Joe Weah did not have to appoint as many citizens as 15,000. He didn't have to do that. Joe Weah had an opportunity to provide other help to citizens, especially the young citizens, some of the ones that he appointed and they became a liability on him, that even caused him some issues, some problem, because of lack of experience in government, lack of working experience as as a whole. Some of them they never work in their life. They didn't even understand what it takes to serve. Some of the people then they were just liability. They were just put on there to receive salary without doing anything. So we have had an opportunity to appoint the qualified people to do their job. There are no reason to creating more employment simply to accommodate citizens. No, you didn't have to do that. There have been other governments before him. All you needed to do, appoint the qualified people to do the job, and then provide opportunity, whether it's scholarship, whether it's school, whatever he could have done for other people, even attending vocational school. For many of the people that you just employed just because they were citizens. That's not how you run a government. You don't have to employ everybody because they're from your party. That's why we have a system in place. You can only change people and replace them with some qualified people. We can't say because our government taking over now, our party taking over there, we should not employ anybody from the CDC. That's what they did because they wanted to accommodate a lot of citizens. They just employ more people than needed. Then at the end of the day, what happened? They never have money to pay everybody. In order for them to make adjustment to pay those people what they did, they call it harmonization. They copy from everybody else so they can be able to pay the other people. Even at that, they were unable to pay everybody. So they caused the problem for themselves. So when it comes to the idea of audit, we all calling for audit. We all want to see audit. But what we said, we are quoting the government themselves. When they said earlier that they had the budget, they have upgraded the budget. They took the budget all the way to 700 million. Now they the same people not coming to tell the Liberian people again say, in fact, they're not 700 million, they're 600. So we are saying, based on what they are saying now, there's nothing we can trust. It seems that there's nothing there. Because all of the things what they're saying, people who don't understand how the budgeting can go, we just explain to them that the budget the people they say they're getting, and now they got the cash money laying down there, that the government is coming to take it and start using it. All these things, they are projection. Projection means that things that they expect to come in. The money they expect to come in based on revenue, based on donation from international people, based on taxes the people going to pay, based on the money they're going to generate from maritime, from the free port, from everywhere they can get money from. They can project. They say, you know what, this year this year we expect to get X, Y, and Z amount from Freeport. X, Y, and Z amount that will be generated from Ministry of Commerce. X, Y, and Z amount from the Ministry of Finance. X, Y, and Z amount from Maritime. X, Y, and Z amount from donor country, IMF, and the rest of the people. So they do all the calculations and they say, okay, we put all the money together. If they come in as planned, this is how much we'll generate. So they will do the budget like that. It doesn't mean that the cash is laying down there. The only cash that can be there is the money that they generated the year before, the year prior. Then that's what Brazilians must say. The bad thing about that one too, all the money we are generating, the money that's sitting down there in a cover. All the money going to salary. So like no money can be their friend in there. before they generate all the money, no money can be there. So what they projected that they were supposed to get, that's supposed to be the budget for Liberian people now. The way Ellie take it from 80 million to all the way to 550 million. They say they took it from 550 million now to 700 million. But now they changed their mind. They say no, that's not what we did. In fact, it's less than that. So we are not saying anything. We are not saying that, oh, Joe Baka, you're not coming to me anything there because we just hate Joe. We are no, it's not like that. We've been very critical with everybody. Even with Joseph Boga, before even taking office, we want to make sure he's transparent. But we got to put it through where it belongs. I hope I try my best.
You try your best. They whole simple English, John, no, you and Steve, who did the trophy because you couldn't have explained it any better. This is the easiest format you put it in. So I'm not even going to follow up because I think you cover all the bases on that issue too.
Because I want to understand. We got to put it in the simplest way that our book can understand.
Mr. Kane, as we're closing, it is also fair the fact that we are saying that yes, the we-are-led government is saying the last minute that the budget is 600,000. Can we also equate this to the famous saying of American budget shortfall?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the budget shortfall too. And not the same budget shortfall.
Budget shortfall. What I'm saying, budget shortfall.
Well, the CDC could claim budget shortfall too.
But that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So either way we put this thing here, we're in the new year, folks.
But there's a fundamental difference. A certain government can project the budget and fail to raise revenue.
I not say there are something
lying.
Alina is saying that there was a certain part of her question that will not answer when it comes to the money the president and they were making. We didn't talk about actually how much the president was making, but what we talk about the offices. Yeah. For example,
the budget.
The money that they put in the budget for their respective offices for some ministry. For example, they reduce the budget for some ministry, like Ministry of Education. The money was supposed to get, they were not getting that one.
Okay.
Then they increase the budget for Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs.
Oh yeah, they know the green screen.
And the executive mansion there. You see? So I think what they did.
Madam Sally brought more money to Liberia, but Georgia increased its office budget by more than 6 million than what Madam Sally was receiving.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the woman that brought more money to the country got less, and the man that brought little to nothing, he increased the budget by $6 million.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It's difficult for average citizen to really understand, those things because they didn't care to check, they didn't care to know. So for them, in fact, we are saying doing the arm harmonization, reduce my salary by 25%, only 25%, whatever he said. But that was coming from the budget that was already increased. They were losing nothing. If you look at the budget, Joseph Boga was receiving 2 million plus, right? For his office for 12 years. If you look at it, they'll compare that to how much Joe Howard office is receiving for the past 6 years. Then you will know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, but
We're
Baga never started.
gonna
Baga
get
started
it.
with 1.2 to 1.5, and it would get increasing over time, and they ended with 2.1. But the second thing was mostly 2.1, but he started like 1.5, 1.2 at the early stage of Melancholy government.
In fact, Joe even went as far as putting his wife on
the budget 1.5 million for non-essential
and
workers.
in fact, after the first time, you know that she had to return about, over $500 million that she did not use.
500,000.
$500,000. I'm sorry, $500,000 that she didn't use.
Yeah.
So Joe, we are there a lot of funny things that I shouldn't have done, but Joe is a history now. So we should.
And one thing I'll be watching in second to see if they will maintain that same trend. That the first lady who's not a government employee will be getting that much if they will put that budget for Joseph Burger's wife as well. Because why would we get a Jamaican woman 1.5 million and then our own Liberian woman she can't get nothing? So we'll see.
Yeah, they get Jamaican woman $1.5 million, and then they, after that the following year they reduce it to $750 million.
What Mr. Kane, in as much that
I don't know how much Joseph Burger will get.
Mr. Kane, in as much that we're
I don't think it's fair. They shouldn't give them anything if they have nothing to do. If they have a project that would benefit Liberia and the Liberian people, and that project is clearly defined and approved by the legislature, then I don't have problem with it. But Jovia's wife on that budget was just to give her money because they saw it as an opportunity.
Opportunity to stay, yeah.
Opportunity.
It was
everybody is connected to Jovia to make money.
Yeah.
What about Mr. Kane? That will be honest. Jovia now we're gonna want some money and put your wife in the budget.
No.
The both lower and upper houses approved it.
They approved it.
But that's why everybody said they are corrupt.
Yeah.
So
you know what they approve it?
Let
me tell you, you know what they approve it? That same year when Jovia's wife was put on that budget, Buffer Chima increased the budget for the House of Representatives extra $250,000.
$50,000
extra.
So that was
after the initial budget. Buffer Chima increased the House budget to extra $250,000, and guess what happened? Money that's supposed to go to the clinics and other hospitals, majority of it he sent it to his own clinic.
What Mr. Kane?
So that's what they approve it. They approve it because what was in it for them. So they didn't care about what other people were taking. Was not they getting their cut. That's what they cared about. Right. That's what we said. Jovia government was corrupt.
No,
not just the executive.
Exactly. All three branches of government were corrupt.
Even all three branches of government. Well, you remember SKTV? We had a show here.
But you saw my message. You saw my message.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're leaving now.
Okay, all right. Thank you, folks. Have a good day, folks. Happy New Year. I gotta run.
So a lot happened. You know, like today is it's a new year. We will see what Joseph Burger will do. You'll see just what Joseph Burger guy is told for the Liberian people. At the end of the day, whatever they will present to us as what inherent from Jovia government, then we can work with that. Well, yes, Elena and everybody else, I want to say thank you to all of you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You'll be blessed. And you'll have a wonderful, wonderful new year. We don't have enough time to go into all of those things now because I was getting ready to tell you exactly what happened. So we'll come back here tomorrow and we will explain to you some of the discrepancies that occurred, under we are government, especially when it comes to budget and how those budgets were approved. Because those that were approving the budget, they have something in it for them. How this guy got rich, Thomas Fala, how his principal deputy got rich, Jeremiah Kuhn. Why is it that Prince Johnson was so angry that Jeremiah Kuhn is greedy? He already getting money as a deputy, deputy chief for Ways and Means, deputy chairperson for Ways and Means in the House of Representatives. So all those things that are happening, it did not happen out of the blue. You know, those things were well organized, well thought out, you know, well calculated and executed. So we know exactly what happened, how it happened. We are waiting to see what Joseph Barker will do. We don't know yet. Let's see. First of all, let's see the appointments. We'll look at the budget. We'll read it to the Liberian people. We'll read it line by line. The first budget of Joseph Barker, we'll read it. Let's see the appointment first. From the names that we are hearing, none of them are new people. Most of them are all crooks. Some of the names that we are hearing, if that is the appointment, then we are gearing up for another corrupt government. Could even be worse, because if some of them feel like they didn't get enough the last time, now that Joe and people then came and did whatever they wanted to do, they feel like, you know what, it's our time. So we'll see. We'll see you guys tomorrow.